What a quarterback and his receivers did this, 20 years ago. I don't remember who the first is. And so now it's just about keeping appearances. Hey, guys, so schedule a 3-day weekend sometime this summer. We're going to go off to Reno and throw. We're going to go to Myrtle Beach and throw. We're going to go down to Disneyland and throw, right? It seems now to be almost as part. They're saying Trevor was there. So there you go. The post was just the 3, but some here on the text line said Trevor is there as well, which is even better. I like that better. Don't you?
Absolutely.
I like it better if your guys go. And I was going to say it sounded out of character for Trevor not to be there. So, but, young parents, you never know quite exactly.
Yeah, new parents, yeah.
Yeah, you never know exactly what's going on. But listen, this little story I think would carry more value if every single tandem in the league wasn't doing it. Or at least it feels that way. It feels like just about every team's quarterback, rounds up some receivers and tight ends, and they go off to some, at times, exotic location. I was looking at this. Just looking at one note here. Yeah, they go off to some, exotic location to work on their game, so to speak. Wimbledon gets started today. Look, it's been hard to maintain any kind of momentum here as in tennis fandom without an American male. I mean, flexing muscle, and my God, 30 years now. How long is it going to be, America, before we decide to do anything along the, to play tennis? So shout out to the soccer team. Let's have a parade. You beat Costa Rica last night. After coming back from a Caribbean vacation, it really is even more alarming to think that we struggle as a country, as a soccer federation, to beat Costa Rica. That's unbelievable. Really, think about that. Costa Rica is about the size of Clay County, man. I mean, how? How can the U.S., with all the dollars and all the attention and the TV deals and the MLS this and the soccer camp that, how can you struggle to beat these countries that are like 2 million total population? How is it even possible? Honestly. It makes not a lick of sense. But anyway, I just thought I'd drop that in there. No extra charge. U.S. soccer team playing in that, I don't know what they're playing in. There's soccer all over the place. My son-in-law and his dad's in town. We had them over yesterday. I was a really good, gracious, sick host. But they went up to Charlotte this weekend for, I don't know, some tourney that's going on. That's the one that's all over the place, that they're not getting good crowds at all now. And this is noteworthy because the World Cup is coming here to the U.S., but they're holding this. It's basically the club team cup or whatever. So it's all the club teams from all the different leagues all over the world, not just Europe. If you're asking, well, isn't that the same thing as that big one they do in Europe? Well, that's just European teams. This one, includes everyone. So that's going on. This CONCACAF Gold Cup that the U.S. beat Costa Rica in last night in overtime on penalty shots. That's a separate from this other one. But this Club World Championship, I don't even know what it's called. Don't care, really. Point is, they're playing it all over the U.S. And Chelsea, who is my son-in-law's favorite soccer club, was playing someone in Charlotte. He went up there with his dad. His dad's in town. They went up to the game on Saturday. They're good fans, man. They get up in the morning. They drive up. They watch the game. They turn around. They come home. 1:30 in the morning. Leave at 7, home at 1:30, baby. But the crowd, he sent me photos, man. It's like 15, 20 grand in the building, it looks like. I just don't know if that's kind of soccer fever that, you're hoping to get lit by the time the World Cup comes around. But back to where I was saying, until America can give me a male tennis player who can make some sort of noise in an event. I mean, I don't know who's the last American male tennis player to even go to a final. It's called the Gold Cup, I'm told. Thank you. The Gold Cup, right? I'm trying to. Did maybe Tiafoe? Did Tiafoe go to a final somewhere? I mean, but what has happened to American tennis? I mean, what has happened? It wasn't that long ago. And the last real American of any, reigning consequence was probably, Roddick, maybe? Is that how far you got to go back? I mean, what? Video games? That's what American kids do now? That's why we suck at soccer and can't win a major in men's tennis. And are we good in anything anymore? The last 7 MVPs have all been in the NBA have all been international. We're just fat, lazy, successful, lay around in the shade and let the world catch up with this country now, aren't we, E? That's what it feels like. We are just fat. You know the stat, the poorest American is in the top 1% of world riches. And we're just fat and happy and lazy and don't give a damn about proving anything. That's what it feels like. I'll leave you with that little platitude as we head off the break and come back with more Up and Rolling. You're listening to The Drill. We're live inside the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Summertime fun.
Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long.
Now that's hot. 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beechurst here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beechurst Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do, and plumbing is what we're great at. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL. 92.5 FM.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com. An equal opportunity employer.
Are you living with diabetic neuropathy? That pain and numbness in your hands or feet? What about chronic knee or shoulder pain? Maybe you've tried various treatments, but they've been ineffective. Now there's a solution. Dr. Ferdinand Formoso specializes in advanced pain management and offers breakthrough neuromodulation treatments for those conditions. His innovative treatments target the source of your pain, offering relief where medications may fall short. All procedures are performed outpatient with no hospitalization required. Just a chance for you to feel and live better. If you want to learn more, Dr. Formoso is hosting free informational classes where he'll explain the benefits of neuromodulation therapies and how they can help eliminate your pain. Spaces are limited, so call to reserve your spot now with offices on the South Side, West Side, and Jacksonville Beach. Relief is possible with Formoso Spine and Joint Pain Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple of years ago. Went smooth as silk. Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Hal Sutton when he famously said, "Be the right club today"? Well, that's what Coil Fencing delivers. The right fence today. And they've been delivering the right fencing for both commercial and residential properties for nearly 100 years. If you're in the market for a new fence, call Coil & Sons today at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance painting.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, back here on the drill. Yeah, I was looking at, from the Texan Design by Lifetime Enclosures, just a couple of narratives off of a couple of the topics last segment on the Texan Design by Lifetime Enclosures. The U.S. would run the world in soccer if our best athletes didn't go to football, baseball, and basketball. Y'all know how long I've been hearing that, man? I'm not saying it's inaccurate. But, I mean, I guess we could say that forever. I mean, could we also run the world in cricket if we decided, right? If we sent our best major league players to cricket, it's an incredibly popular sport worldwide. So, at some point, just because you can be, you have to recognize that you won't be. I mean, at least if you're getting your paddle whacked in cricket, it's against, India with their billions of people. What's embarrassing about U.S. soccer are these outposts that they lose to. And it really is. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. What's the ET? Can you give me the population of a guy got me on 9. Population of Costa Rica, please. Costa Rica and the U.S. played a game last night. CONCACAF Gold Cup. Down to the quarterfinals, I believe. U.S. This is where they get to make a run through all the half-hearted soccer programs. None of the world powers in the CONCACAF.
5.1 million.
5.1 million. And what's the population of Miami? Probably more. Wouldn't it be? I mean, at the end of the day, we got a country with 5.4 million people, okay? Just let's cut it in half for men and women. Then let's cut that down and eliminate those over 40 and those under 10. I mean, what are they drawing from? About $500,000-600,000 grand? And Costa Rica, by the way, has broken you. They can't break my heart. You'd have to care too much about U.S. American soccer, the national team, for it to break your heart. But Costa Rica has shunned the U.S. before. So has Panama. So have all these little island nations. It's embarrassing, man. I mean, it is literally embarrassing. It's time that we stop putting our kids in soccer. Let's find kickball. Let's find something else, Soccer is the gateway sport now. And by the way, we had this conversation yesterday. We were kicking around the kitchen table last night with my daughter who, teaches fifth graders and sees all the soccer jerseys, and with my soccer-loving, in-laws. At the end of the day, it just hasn't worked, man. It's just, soccer's, yes, it's more popular. It is more popular, but it's still, for all, understand how hard they've tried to make soccer work. Way harder than any other sport's got the benefit. Way harder. And when I was a kid, honestly, when I was a little league playing kid, there was no soccer where I lived in Middle Tennessee. It wasn't even a thing. I'd never heard of soccer. You didn't even kick it around in the yard. So they've had to come from a long way. But we put a lot of emphasis and energy into soccer in this country. And just about every kid now starts their amateur athletic career on the soccer field, don't they? I mean, what is it about this sport? Does it bore you as a kid? I don't know. Why do you switch? Why don't you stay with it? Just about every kid is starting on the soccer field. Yeah, Miami Metro, 6.4 million. Miami should be able to beat Costa Rica, quite frankly. From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, Jeff, please, can you have just one positive segment, please? You are getting harder and harder to listen to. Well, don't let me hurt your ears, Chief. Huh? I mean, I hate to tie you up and put handcuffs on you and make you listen to the program this morning. So you have an awesome day, and just feel free to drop in with the insults at any point during the course of today's program. Just drop it in. Let me know how hard it is to listen to and how disappointed you are that I haven't catered my morning to your delicate ears. So there you go. So if you want me to have a positive segment, make my baseball team not suck, and that's basically it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how you take this is Soccer Fan, though. They take the cold, hard numbers of soccer and the non-impact that it's made, and they get all in their feelings, and they cry. And they've always done this, Soccer Fan, and they've harmed their effort that way. They get all persnickety and put their nose in the air and walk around and tell you how dumb you are, and you don't get it, and soccer's coming, and if you weren't so negative, blah, 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 blah. Look what you've done. You've taken a evolving soccer fan, and you've made him go ultra negative with. So you're there. You go. Was that a little harder for you to listen to? How'd that do? Huh? You like that?
You even dropped in a
yeah. What am I missing? USA won in penalty kicks. Yes, they did. It's great. They won in penalty kicks. I was just amazed that here we are. 2-2 with Costa Rica, money on the line in. That's right. So great win. My bad. Great win. Way to go beat Costa Rica. What do they got to be in the world? At least 50 or 60, don't they? See, it's talking about Costa Rica's 12. Sure they are. There's 5 million people down there. I'm surprised they're not number one. Yeah, this is fair. Jeff has been sick all weekend. He's going to be a little negative today. Finally, somebody gets me. Thank you. Easier and easier to broadcast now with that understanding. Yeah. Let's see. Jeff, soccer is way more work than other youth sports for kids. That's why kids drop out as teens. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I'm not going to argue you. I played all the sports growing up, and I put my kids through the sports. I don't remember, but they stopped. My kids stopped because it wasn't as fun and as exciting as baseball and and the other sports they wanted to play, that they watched, that they liked. Part of that is it's just a. I don't know. My point was, I'm not trying to be negative. I just don't think it's ever gonna work. And it's more popular. It certainly is. And this all came up because we're hosting the World Cup next year, which is the celebration of soccer in the entire world. And as you hold these other big events to get ready and test the infrastructure, and you have Chelsea against some other world club team, and you get $16,000 in Charlotte, it's a little eyebrow raising. Now I'm sure with the World Cup, that the venues will be, will be more packed and crowds won't be an issue. So I'll just let it go there. I'll make it easier and easier. I'm sweating too, like a pig. What is going on?
I don't know, my dog.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I see you sweating
down my face, bro.
Hey.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? I was looking at Phil Steele's college football magazine is out. I tell you, one of the real what an intriguing year is coming up in the ACC. I mean, it is such a gettable league. It's look, Clemson is the favorite for sure. Miami is the deeper it's almost like Miami's success on the recruiting trail for incoming talent in 26 and 27 is kind of lifting them up the preseason rankings. It feels that way because Miami was sitting there around 16 And the rosters are set, right? This is after the transfer portal pretty much and everything. And yet they continue to rise. Maybe it's because there are reports, of Carson Beck being healthy and what they expect there at quarterback. Maybe that has kind of worked, worked on the evaluators, on the projectors' minds. But now it's really getting to the point where almost anyone you see, Miami is kind of scheduled there in that 10 range for the tournament. We'll see. Like I said, it's such another layer of intrigue to Florida and Miami early in the year because, especially for Miami, well, I wouldn't say especially for Miami. That's such a must-win for both, only because I think of either one losing. Dan and I talked about this the other day. It may not be completely agreed upon. It's not consensus, but I feel like the loser of that game is not going to be good enough to make it to the playoff. It's not that loss keeps them out. It's if you're going to lose that game with your schedules, you're going to lose more. So it feels like an elimination game to me, especially if Miami or Florida has already lost. And with the Canes facing Notre Dame week 1 and with Florida facing LSU the week before Miami, that is also possible. But Phil Steele for years has written the Bible of college football before the internet and podcasts and, all these other ways to soak up some preseason excitement. There was always Phil Steele, right? And that magazine was about a 3/4 inch thick, and he would just put so much. He wouldn't have more pages. He would just make the print smaller. And you get a Phil Steele book, buddy, a magazine, and you settle in for about, I don't know, two and a half weeks. Go through that thing. And he does it from every angle. I love it. I mean, you want to talk about old school college football preview, that's what Phil Steele would be. You can almost call it now the Phil Steele still puts in all that time and crunches the numbers. He's got to keep up with all those transfers. It must be just maddening to try to put together a college football magazine of that impact. Well, the magazine has hit the shelf, and now the websites are starting to share the news. I've got ACC and SEC predicted orders of finish. In the ACC, it's expected that it will be a competitive race. Clemson, the returning ACC champion, perhaps projected to do it again. It looks like SMU and Miami will both be kind of second and third in line, at least according to Steele. So let's see what we got. Phil Steele's ACC predictions. Clemson, number 1. Says Clemson's our favorite projected top team. Cade Klubnik back. He's expecting a big year at quarterback. Dabo Swinney also has a solid defense. They got SMU number 2. That's not good for Miami. Miami number 3. Landed Carson Beck. That's the biggest get of their offseason. Kane's got good offensive and defensive lines too, though, and that plays well over a long season. That's also a strength for Florida. All right, now we go on FSU watch. I mean, it's really the fact that SMU has come in and they're ranked ahead of Miami and Florida State is really, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It just flat out embarrassing. You got to be better than SMU. And how they can come into your conference is fresh off the block without any advantages and they must have said, damn, this conference isn't any harder than the American conference we just played in. You let SMU go to the championship game and to the playoff. Hey, Miami and FSU. Holy hockey sticks, man. How? How is SMU better than those teams? This is Costa Rica, USA all over again. All right, number 4, GA Tech. Phil Steele likes what Brent Key is doing at Georgia Tech. A lot of people do. So Georgia Tech, number 4. Number 5, there they are, the Noles of Mike Norvell and Florida State. FSU was a disaster last year. Steele does like them to finish within the top 5 of the ACC. We'll see if the talent and confidence of Thomas Castellanos mixes correctly. He's writing checks with a bank account that doesn't seem to have enough cash in them. We'll see. FSU was an abject disaster a year ago, so here's hoping for their standpoint. Look, I've seen Louisville as high 2 and 3, and some Steele has them number 6. Carolina and Bill Belichick number 7. And then we get to who cares land, right? How about the SEC? With the magazine on the newsstands, I can also share with you the SEC predictions from Phil Steele. Number 1, Georgia. Number 2, Texas. It's a bit of a flip-flop from where a lot of people have them. Number 3, Alabama. Number 4, there have been people high on this team. This is going really high. He's got T4, Oklahoma. Oklahoma didn't have the easiest transition from the Big 12 to the SEC last year. After winning 10 games the previous season, Sooners just made the cut when it comes to bowl qualification, and they went 6-6, but 2-6 against conference last year. But Steele thinks they're going to improve on that. He's got LSU T4. He's got Texas A&M T4. And then the Gators a level behind all those. Again, this is a problem. It's a problem because you play Texas A&M, you play Texas, you play Georgia, you play LSU, and this is basically saying you're going to lose those games. Here's what, this is not Steele's writing, actually. Well, I'll go to the mag for more, but obviously he points out that DJ Lagway will, lead Florida into the year as the full-time starter. The expectations, and when I say expectations, I don't mean the expectations as in hopes. I mean, like, what you expect DJ Lagway to do based on what he actually did, just numbers-wise as a freshman. It's remarkable, the confidence in this kid. It's not unlike Arch Manning's the Heisman favorite. It's not. Arch Manning hasn't played enough to be the Heisman favorite, and DJ Lagway hasn't played enough really good football for us to know he's going to be great yet. You feel like Arch Manning as a Heisman candidate is in line, and DJ Lagway being great is also not far-fetched a bit. T7, need better than that, though. For a team that at least the fan base is quietly hoping for a playoff berth, T7 in your league, pretty crappy, really. Really is. Trying to make a 12-team playoff, you're 7th place in your own 16-team league? No bueno. We'll see. We'll see if some of those borderline games fall the right way. We'll queue up all the NFL news, the football fix, let you know how the Sharks did this weekend. All that and more, up and rolling. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback. We are live inside the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wimbledon gets underway on Monday. Carlos Alcaraz plus 120 to win the men's draw. Yannick Skinner 2-1. Novak Djokovic plus 650. Total matches go to 5 sets. Over under 28.5 shaded to the over minus 120. Women's draw. Arina Sabalenka plus 260 to win it. Iga Swiatek 8-1. Coco Gauff, the American, 8-1 as well. The Open Championship tees off July the 17th at Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland. Scotty Scheffler, the plus 450 favorite. Rory McIlroy plus 650. John Rahm 14-1. Colin Morikawa 22-1. $250 bonus and you open up a GBank Visa signature card. Visa.com/GBank. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
With the first pick in the 2025 draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Duck Duck Rooter, the #1 plumbing, septic, and air conditioning contractor in Florida.
Congratulations, Duck Duck Rooter. So tell us, how does it feel to be picked #1?
Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When you need help with any plumbing, septic, or AC issue, just give us a call and relax. We'll send one of our first-round draft picks to tackle your problems today. DuckDuckRooter.com. That's DuckDuckRooter.com.
Feeling the Florida heat? Make sure your car's AC is ready with help from Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie here. Right now, get $50 off all AC services at any of their 5 Jacksonville locations. Whether it's a quick recharge or a full repair, their expert technicians will keep you cool and comfortable on the road. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your AC service today and take advantage of this limited one-time offer. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Send your favorite person a sweet summer surprise today from Kuhn Flowers, creating memories for over 70 years. I'm RJ, and it's just so easy. Order online at KuhnFlowers.com, Jacksonville, and Ponte Vedra.
The SEC and the ACC will face off in Jacksonville at the 81st Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game December 27th at 7:30 p.m. Join us for Saturday Night Football in prime time at the bank. Preferred locations and pricing available now at TexasLairGatorBowl.com.
Are you struggling with hair loss? At IHRS, we understand because we've been there too. We're dedicated to finding the best solution tailored just for you.
My hair looks great. It was thinning, and IHRS restored my hair.
It's now fuller, it's thicker, voluminous. It's made me feel great.
With the latest technology and FDA-approved laser therapy, PRP, and non-surgical hair addition, we offer guaranteed solutions for men and women.
With over 35 years of experience, IHRS found a hair restoration for us, and we can find one for you.
For me.
For me.
And me too.
Visit hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. Get a free microscopic analysis and get to the root of your problem. This $395 analysis is yours for free. Call 904-777-4477 now.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe he's got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise in towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
June is Men's Health Month. Be proactive towards your prostate, ED, low T, even kidney stones with Ackerman Urology. Offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, the Beaches, and World Golf Village. Trust the men's health experts at AckermanUrology.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys Locksmith Service.
Hacker here, and I want to tell you one of my favorite things about Awaken 180 weight loss, and that's the personalized coaching that you get with Awaken 180. Now, a lot of weight loss programs, they'll give you some plan off their website, and they'll say, all right, have fun, see you later. Not Awaken 180 weight loss. Prime example of that, my coach Kate. I've had phone calls with my coach Kate over a year now, every single week. She's been advising me, she's been guiding me, she's been motivating me, and as a result of that, I'm down well over 100 pounds. I'm on the maintenance program now. The coaching you get with Awaken 180 helps you reach your goal. It is absolutely sensational, and it separates Awaken 180 weight loss. Do what I did. If it's time for you to lose weight like it was for me, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800. Take it from me. If I can do it, you can do it. Get involved with Awaken 180 weight loss.
Don't just stand there. Everything you need to turn $1 into an epic win is in your hand. Hard Rock Bet. Bet it, parlay it, boost it, however you want to do it. From wherever you are to the moon. Bet anytime a line, prop, or parlay catches your eye. And withdraw cash when you want it. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. New players bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back here on the drill. Going to get to a football fix momentarily. Of all the arguments, I think this is a good one as to soccer just not continuing to develop. We're not going to do the old, hey, it's summer, let's have a day of analyzing where soccer stands in the country. I was just noting the game last night in the CONCACAF Gold Cup and how the U.S. still struggles to beat these tiny little island nations and how it just is never soccer fever. And somebody had a good point, too. Young kids today, coaches, like when they do travel soccer, it's not so much about developing players and making them maestros. It's about getting the fastest, biggest kids and going and winning now. I've not been in that that soccer cycle, so I wouldn't know that for sure. So, also from the text line, why is Texas getting so much love? They had an easy schedule last year, still lost their 3 biggest games. They have an easy schedule again this year. They have, what many feel will be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and Texas is still loaded. So that's why. They're loaded at a lot of positions. They've been recruiting really well the last few years. They had some success in going to the playoff a year ago, and so that's why. I think mostly it's Arch Manning, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's probably the main reason. Let's see. We got a traffic alert going out there. 295 south, leaving Orange Park, Jack's over the Buckman. It's at a standstill. Apparently, we got a barbecue on the bridge, car on fire.
Oh, dear.
Traffic now moving at, I'm told, 0 miles per hour. Not the target speed you're in search of when you leave in your morning commute.
Ugh.
Hoping to hit 0 today, honey. So there's that. Also a speed trap leaving the airport. So there we go. 2 for 1 brought to you by Catlin Truck Accessories. Sharks win on the road this weekend. I saw that. They pulled away late. Had a nice little about 20-point win. So they're 9-4, still in a position to control their playoff destiny. They desperately want to be have home field advantage. We'll be talking with Jason Gibson later today as the Sharks return home after a bye week, or maybe we won't get him until next week. I'm not positive. The Sharks have the week off this week with 4th of July holiday next weekend. There are news and notes from around the National Football League. We package them up in the form of a football fix. You're welcome. It's brought to you by the Jacksonville Sharks. We got tickets.
What do
we will at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see. See how I feel here at the end of the segment. Brought to you, though, by the Jacksonville Sharks, also by the home course, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. Tee it high and let it fly. And we'll see you on the home course, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. Well, I knew this one was coming. I was just waiting. When's the big Mac Jones in San Francisco column going to come? If you remember, there was a lot of smoke around on draft night when they took Trey Lance. There was a lot of talk that they were actually maneuvering around. They were going to take Mac Jones number 3 overall. Ultimately, Mac went number 15 to New England, had a good year there, his rookie year, or managed the club to a playoff season. The year in Jacksonville really didn't do much to catapult him anywhere. And that was even given a lot more opportunity to play than maybe you would have thought. Now, ironically, he's back to San Francisco, and the Niners are saying a lot of the same things that maybe some of the Jacksonville folks could say a year ago, that Mac's still capable of being a starter. Yeah, not exactly the spot to prove that you're a future long-running starter. They just, redid Brock Purdy to a long deal. But Mac, don't forget, he got there in San Francisco after 1 year here in his hometown, a year that got him a lot of playing time and still didn't go too far up. Pete gave the top 100 player. Now he's done the top candidates to be on next year's top 100. In other words, you're taking this year's rookies that you are super sold on, and at the top, you're going to find Travis Hunter. So, for instance, last year, or in this year's top 100, you have 6 of last year's first rounders. The highest on this year's list from last year's draft class is Brock Bowers, who stands at number 22 on Pete's top 100. But looking at 6 players from this year's draft class that could or should or will wind up on Petey's top 100 a year from now. Safety Malachi Starks. Oh, really? He went to the Ravens. That's probably a good start. Jedi Barron of the Broncos. He's a corner. Last year we saw the Eagles really hit the mother load with rookie corners, including Cooper DeJean. Matthew Golden of the Packers. Rookie wide receiver. Abdul Carter of the Giants, third most likely. Ashton Genty of the Raiders, second most likely to join next year's top 100. And then There's our guy, the Unicorn, Travis Hunter. Rookie of the year odds, offensive plus 900, defensive plus 1,000. This guy's basically got the same odds of winning either the offensive or the defensive rookie of the year awards. Here's what Pete writes. Hunter's best attribute, the ability to play the ball in the air. Stats are irrelevant if he proves capable of being an asset on both sides of the football, because no one else has ever been able to achieve that in history. There will be a learning curve for Hunter, the wide receiver, but he is top tier in terms of getting off the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball in the air, creating yards after catch. Going to be really exciting to watch Travis Hunter's development here in Jacksonville, and to that end, really on both sides of the ball. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. It's brought to you by the Jacksonville Sharks. Go to jacksharks.com and get your tickets. Arby, caller number 5 here at the end of the break. And E will set you up with a family 4-pack. Also, the home course, the Jointon Creek Golf Club. Pick an arrival and more come your way next. Live inside the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. He scoops up the hot topics of the day and takes you into the night with hot talk and truth-telling. Whoa. Rick Ballou.
This is a gold mine. You almost let it get away.
Adding insight to truth for a fresh take.
Yeah, that is amazing. He should work for NASA or something like that.
Evenings on 1010XL.
Okay, here we go with our final lightning round on Potty Talk. Top 3 answers on the board. Ready? Okay. The best way to save money when your faucets or pipes are leaking.
Roll and Reach Plumbing?
Something to help you avoid clogged sewers and drains.
Roll and Reach Plumbing.
The technical term for that ba-whoosh sound when a toilet flushes correctly.
Roll and Reach Plumbing.
Roll and Reach Plumbing is always the right answer. Roll and Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Prize, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
North Florida is growing with lots of new families joining our community. If you're one of them making the move here, your next move should be a call to American Electrical to create the best home automation system, enhancing your living experience. There are many ways your life can be made easier through smart home technology, voice-activated systems, automated lighting, total house temperature control. With American Electrical, they've got everything you need to automate your home and make it your true oasis. Check out American-Electrical.com. Powered by professionalism and raising the excellence bar.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
A judge swings a gavel and I pound the hammer. I'm not judging, just hammering. Hammer Time with Hayes Carlyon, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
On 1010XL, driven by Kia on Atlantic. The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing
Jacksonville, Hickens Hype. Checkmate Coatings crushes it with floors I'd put in my own pad.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all. Garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Rush to checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
ET here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, visit my buddy Dr. McGowan at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. You have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits, even if you're at fault. And no matter what you hear, you have the right to choose your own doctor. So I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Their auto experts will guide you in every step of the way to ensure the care that you need. Your recovery starts with McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation.
What does the logo on the Pittsburgh Steelers helmet signify? The answer next.
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The logo on the Steelers helmet represents the steel industry. It's the only NFL team with the logo on just one side.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Yo, it's your main man ET here for Explore Clay. And Clay County is your destination this 4th of July. Start the morning with the Freedom 5K in Keystone Heights. Medals for the first 300 finishers and a scenic course through the shaded neighborhoods. Then enjoy the 57th annual celebration at City Hall with vendors, live music, and family fun. Wrap up the day at Moose Haven in Orange Park for the American Pride 4th of July, a free Riverside event with food, live entertainment, and fireworks over the St. Johns River. Discover more at exploreclay.com.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Lone Pronto. The Jaguars wide receiver trio is putting in the work. Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, and De'Ami Brown are training together in the Bahamas, building chemistry ahead of training camp. With Hunter and Brown drawing coverage, Thomas could see more freedom to move and make plays in Liam Cohen's offense. Meanwhile, the Florida Gators took a recruiting hit. 4-star defensive lineman James Johnson out of Northwestern Florida committed to Georgia over Florida, Miami, and Texas. And on the diamond, Dean Kramer spun 7 scoreless innings as the Orioles beat the Rays 5-1, while in Miami, Otto Lopez and Kyle Stowers powered an 8th-inning rally to lift the Marlins past the Diamondbacks 6-4, completing a 3-game sweep. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently it's 6:59 and it's 73 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
10XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
The Mondays around these parts, baby.
Yeah, you and me both, friend.
Last day of June. Hello, July.
It's been a June swoon.
Got the 4th coming up on
the 4th.
The 4th?
I think that's Friday.
Friday. So, a lot to look forward to. Good week. You know, a lot of you guys are out running around, spending some time with the fams, getting some vacays in, et cetera, et cetera. More power to you. More power to you. But not here. We're grinding, talking sports. It really isn't grinding. And doing our thing here this morning while some of our feline friends are, where are they, in the Bahamas this weekend? What do we got going on?
Yeah, it looks like. Apparently I've been told the
little bonding trip in the Bahamas.
The Jag social team will make us, they'll give us a peek behind what's going on later today. But yeah, apparently Trevor and the receivers are down there.
I don't know if it's a Jag social team or.
No, I think the Jag social team in this case will, but it was initially De'Ami Brown, or maybe it is them. I don't know. I guess I've been told that more will be coming today. This has become so cliche.
Yeah.
Trevor's done this every year with his receivers, and we're still the same team that we've been. So that just doesn't mean anything. It means more like the first year to me. After that, it's like, you guys just were throwing together for 8 weeks.
Got to get some.
This is more about the off the field. Get the right, isn't it? You want to be buddies with who you're working with, and
Brady would always get them together. If Brady can do it, anybody, then you should do it. I guess the result of Brady, everything Brady does is Super Bowls, so everybody would be best to copy what Brady did.
Yeah, but by the way, now
maybe in his post
everybody does
NFL
this.
career where he's dancing with Sydney Sweeney at the Bezos wedding and things like that.
Is that what you? That's what you've gleaned from the weekend.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what the people are telling me.
That Bezos wife, she's some kind of watch, isn't she?
It's Tony's ex.
Yeah, she's elite. That's an elite watch.
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's an elite tag hero there. That's an elite watch. That's like gold crusted, buddy.
Yeah, I saw her whole.
Man, she is some kind of chaser, ain't she?
She has a type. Listen.
Yeah, she has a type. That type has money.
That wallet.
And
big money.
For 100%.
Big money.
But if you're rich, I guess you don't care.
Definitely,
right? You just don't even care. I guess it's not like she's that hot either.
That's
it's weird.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely part of the a stepsister to the coven too.
Yeah, she's that feels that way for sure.
Definitely a stepsister to the coven.
But good. I hope you two kids are. Actually, we hope you're rabidly unhappy.
I just kind of wish they would have, got married in the States.
Oh,
keep the money home.
Yeah. It's a world economy now, Dan. WEF, World Economic Forum. That's where all these folks are now. It's all about the big worldwide cabal, not just the one here. Where you been?
Bad weekend for the Braves. Even the Freeze got beat by a woman.
I don't care about the Freeze. I don't care about the Braves. Yesterday sums up this stinking, meddling, low T-ball club, as bad as they played, as much as they've thrown up on themselves, score a couple of runs, somehow you're 8.5 back.
Yeah.
Which is a manageable number, 8.5.
Yeah.
Somehow, you stupid idiots.
Yeah.
Just win a game, score a couple of runs.
Yeah.
But no, not low T, buddy. Nah. Why are we going to do that? Why are we going to let Spencer Strider go out and, give up 1 run in 7 innings and it not be enough? It's so ridiculous. So instead, they lose. They're 10.5 back and will continue to fulfill my so accurate prediction of not being a factor when the playoffs come around, but they'll be just tantalizing enough to frustrate you.
It's interesting because I have a bonus Dream Finders Homes poll question that sort of ties that all in. It's a bonus dream. It's not the Dream Finders Homes poll question. We'll get to that in a second. But the bonus Dream Finders Homes poll question, just because it's apropos right now.
Bonus first.
Yeah, bonus first.
Okay.
Don't ask. Don't at me. It's real simple. There are 4 choices. It's brought to you by Dream Finders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, the Gators, the PGA Tour, and there's 15 different locations throughout the Jacksonville area.
15 of them things.
Yeah, that was poor.
Come on, Mike, man.
I don't know what to do. It's a simple task every morning.
Stay ready. Ain't got to get ready.
I just pushed the wrong button.
You did, and you failed the listener. But you can get a locked for some move-in ready homes, 4.99% fixed interest rate. Go to dreamfindershomes.com and lock and load. Who is the worst team in all of baseball? I'll give you 4 choices, Jeff. Who is the worst team in all of baseball? Are you ready to play along? Here we go. The Mets, 3-13 in their last 16.
This is certainly not the Mets.
The Mets, they can't beat Atlanta. The Mets, they have a pitcher named Dickey. The Mets, there's a funeral soon. Those are your 4 choices.
Okay,
so pick one of those.
All right, well, give them to me again. Then.
The Mets, 3-13 in the last 16. That's the worst in all of baseball.
There you go.
The Mets, they can't even beat Atlanta. The Mets, they have a pitcher named Dickey. And the Mets, they have a funeral coming up soon.
But Dickey, there's a pitcher named Dickey won a cy for you. So that's a hard one to
His first name is Dickey.
Oh. It's not RA. Number 1 should be the go-away winner because that's the only reason you even fashioned this. The only reason this is a poll question is because of the only real answer, number 1.
It's actually tied with funeral soon.
That's wrong, though. I mean, it's wrong.
Over 160 votes are in.
This is all about 3-13 in the last 16. This entire...
You want me to go? You want me to take it one step further? They just got beat by the last place Buccos 30-4 over the weekend.
After
the first time that's ever happened in the history of baseball where a team scored 10 runs a game, gave up only 4 runs a game, struck out 25. It's first time ever. It's the worst loss in New York, series loss in New York Mets history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew.
Nice job.
Yeah, I knew they were doing terrible.
Good Lord.
I mean, the Pirates aren't any good. They're a last place team.
They're last place.
Yeah, they were 32-50. Yeah, before you came to town. And by the way,
now we get the Brewers and Yankees.
But understand the level of frustration that you look across the table at, okay? I see fat Frankie Montas can't get out the bat boy.
Yeah.
Shut us down for 6 innings, though, didn't he? Didn't hit a freaking hit. These jackasses that put on a Braves uniform can go to hockey sticks. Everyone not named Ronald Acuna Jr., please get your bag. Report to the train that's headed straight to hockey sticks. You're all aboard.
All right. That's your bonus.
Albie's just cut him. I wouldn't even trade him. Just cut him.
Now to our Dreamfinders Homes poll question of the day.
The real one.
The real one, the original.
Okay.
Also brought to you by Dreamfinders Homes. Which Jaguars running back will have the most pass receptions from the position? Tootin, Etienne, Bigsby, or Allen? A real simple one. Tootin, Etienne, Bigsby, or Allen. Which Jaguar running back is going to have the most catches?
Man, that's a really hard question.
I thought so too, but
I guess they're all going to go Tootin, but he's a rookie.
No, they didn't all go
I would say Etienne. Then,
Etienne,
I would say Etienne, but here's the danger with the Etienne answer. He may not be on the team.
Oh.
That's the part that scares you. He is, as we go through this offseason and get ready for the year, is he not one of the biggest unknowns?
100%.
Like, would it shock you if Travis Etienne was traded or didn't make it out of camp? Would that shock you?
It wouldn't shock me. No.
Would it shock you if Travis Etienne had 1,300 rushing yards?
But it also wouldn't shock me if week 1 we're playing Carolina and Tootin rips off a long run and then he gets one knocked out of his hands and he sits the rest of the game. You know what I mean?
Well, that happened to Bigsby his first year.
Well, and he has no wiggle room and he comes to the team with a, quote, fumbling issue, end quote.
But you're just telling me who's going to be the leading receiver.
Yeah, that's all
even with the fumbling issue, you might get your guy in running the swing pass. So they just have made so much. I can't imagine they're going to use that high a pick on that running back without the plan being for him to play a lot, just like Bucky Irving played a lot last year, just like Rachaad White played a lot in Tampa before that, just like Kyron Williams played a lot in L.A. I think that this group doesn't draft guys just to see how they turn out. I think this group looks at a guy, finds a guy, and drafts a guy because they expect to play him. So that's going to be a difference from this mentality we've had with Balky. The draft classes have just been full of prospects, right? Like prospects, guys who either barely play or make no impact. I think the draft classes here, for good or bad, they're going to make impact. You're going to find out whether they can play or not. So I think the plan would be for Tootin to get a lot of action because they're unhappy, as they should be, with both the offensive line and the 2 running backs that they employ. I bet you Tootin has the most catches. Even if Etienne has a good year. Because I think it's become such the third down guy.
I'm going to go with Tutankhamun.
While we were, boys got a little into the sauce on Friday at your golf tournament, so we had to leave.
Boys got saucy.
We didn't get to hear the winner. Did we win the golf tournament?
Unfortunately, no, you did not win the golf tournament.
What was the winning number this year?
We went to a playoffs.
Yes.
57, he said. Not
55.
Oh, 55.
Yeah, 55.
All right, so 5 shots out.
17 under.
I had promised a 50. I was off by 10
we did 60. We did okay. It was fun. It was hot.
Yeah. It was a good time.
I was sick. I got grumpy at the end. My apologies for that.
But the best part of all of it was
knocked me into the ground, man. My so-and-so was in the dirt by the time we were done, gang.
The best part of the whole thing was being able to award the kids with the scholarships. I was able to give out some funds to 3 students who looked to pursuing post-high school education.
Congrats.
And everybody was there to, just to be there and witness all of it. So it was a good day and all.
It was a great day.
Shout out to XL and everybody
He said
else.
Is it okay public with the numbers or no?
Oh, yeah.
They made over like $35,000.
Yeah, they almost double what I did last year.
That's awesome. So good. And we had fun, and we'll do it again next year. What we're going to do next year is we're going to limit the field, and we're going to up the ante.
Whoa.
That's what I'm doing. I'm taking over. Field's limited. We're doing one. It's going to cost you twice as much, but we're going to let you play in 4 hours. We're going to do one foursome a hole.
To the P time.
Well, right? I mean, if I can get you that, are we now to the point that we got to get super focused on every year doing more than the last?
You have to always do more.
Yeah, because that's going to make it tough.
Tough week for Eddie O.
Eddie Orgeron?
Yeah. Lost out. Louisiana Supreme Court said Eddie O. Remember Eddie O went off into the sunset, driving away with all that money. He didn't really care that he had gotten fired. He got his cash.
Mm-hmm.
And
tell him about it, JoJo.
Yeah, never to coach again.
I love the awesome video with the blonde and the high-rise beachfront hotel out there. You remember that one?
Yeah.
My man, Eddie, I'm just hanging out here with, what's her name?
Beach.
Is it Biffy? Buffy? What's her name?
Legendary. But the ex, Kelly, she's going to get $8.13 million.
Ooh, that's a lot.
From the LSU contract buyout. The decision stems from the court's determination that the contract extension signed while they were still married constituted community property. The dispute was that Eddie O signed a contract extension with LSU in January of 20, and he filed for divorce from his wife Kelly in February of 20.
All right, it sounds like that's Eddie O's jock mentality, thinking he's getting away. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
Eddie
the crux of the legal battle is whether the buyout money
Should've
from the
waited.
contract, which was finalized after the divorce, should be considered part of the community.
Should have done it the other way around,
property.
Eddie.
Supreme Court ruled 5-2 in favor of Kelly O, stating that the contract extension was a community asset. So Eddie O got $16.9 million from LSU. The court deducted $680,000 paid to Orgeron's agent for negotiating the agreements, leaving $16.2 million. Half of that is to be paid to Kelly O.
Well, I'm assuming that Kelly O is not the girl we were referencing in the video.
Kelly O's a longtime wife.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that those two things may have actually crisscrossed each other as part of the Kelly O deserves the $8 million. Eddie O was kind of a pig there down the stretch.
The good news on that is that over the weekend, Eddie O decided to
get back
loose.
into coaching?
No, he decided to cut loose at one of their Louisiana weddings, and the shirt came off.
Oh, is it tan?
Oh, yeah, it did.
Is it tan?
Oh, Eddie O looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie O
He always been a little buff.
Yeah, he's a little buff.
Yeah.
I like to see Eddie O. I'd like to get Eddie O and Leggett at the same.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be a great comment.
And also, does Eddie O have a child? I feel like Eddie O should have a 30-year-old who's just like him. Like Eddie O's the kind of guy whose kid would be like big barreled chested Cajun speaking wild, already been DUI'd offspring.
Yeah.
That's what Eddie O should have.
Yeah, Eddie O had himself a big weekend.
Yeah, like little mini Eddie O's. Like Eddie O's kid can't be quiet, normal, slender accountants. They just got to be off the chain, barely work. You know, that's the Eddie O way.
Speaking of college ball, I need to. Gator recruitniks are up in arms.
Good. It should be.
I don't know
because of this 4-star kid.
Yeah.
Why just him? He was never going to Florida. It wasn't Georgia, by the way. It's going to be Miami.
I don't.
Does Gator fan think you're supposed to pluck him out of South Florida like that?
I got this text from one of my Gator fans who follow. Napier is worthless. You heard it here first. We lose all these top-rated recruits to LSU, UGA, Miami, FSU. He's an idiot. Last post I make here. So.
What happened now? What's he wrong?
I don't know. I just they're all up in arms.
It's this James Johnson kid, but
I thought we were rolling. I don't know what happened.
See, here's the problem with recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody signs a guy, and it's thrown up as if they just signed a top 3 recruit. It's harder. I mean, I'm not being silly. It's hard. Tennessee lands top target, and then you go in, and he's ranked 84. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So it's the bombardment of these embellished headlines when it comes to recruiting. It's hard to keep up. I knew that. Here's another one. When is a 4-star? When's a 5-star?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. This guy's a top thing, and then you go somewhere else, he's a 4-star, and he's, not even the top 5 D lineman in Florida. And you go somewhere else, he's number 2 in the country. So there's that. But I do know that was a big announcement that was coming, but it felt like watching it leading in, the Gators had no chance for that guy. It seemed like if it wasn't going to be Georgia, it was going to be Miami.
All lanes of I-295 southbound on the Buckman headed toward Mandarin are shut down because of a deadly crash.
Yeah, they had a crash with a fire, and they're again tragically a death. Yeah. And right now, by the way, that means somebody knows coming and going this morning.
Yeah.
Somebody's come over that Buckman. And those that know that person are going to be getting terrible news a little bit later today. So y'all be as patient as you can be. If there's the problem with that Buckman, there ain't a whole lot of other options depending on where you're going. But I would shoot down Roosevelt though and get to I-10 or go down to the Shands Bridge, something.
Sometimes one more thing. We'll head off to break. We got the 10-minute drill. We got a lot more other things coming up. Sometimes free agency doesn't work out.
Okay.
And I was thinking specifically of the Oakland A's and Luis Severino.
Okay.
The Oakland A's basically were told by baseball, look, you better spend some money. This is ridiculous. You got all this stuff coming up and blah, blah, blah. So they did. Luis Severino was one of the first guys they signed. They signed him to a 3-year, $67 million deal.
Now, was he somewhere for a year after the Yankees?
He's with us.
I thought he was.
Terrific.
Yeah. It was good for you last year. He had a good year.
Very good.
Just 1 year with you, though, right?
Mm-hmm. And wanted to stay. And you could tell he definitely kind of fits into the New York guy, a New York kind of vibe, Latin dude. I saw Mrs. Severino likes to put on the nines when she goes. She's got all the, designer stuff working. And so he goes but he has to take the money, and the Mets say, we can't pay you $67 million for 3 years. Anyway.
Should they have? Could they have?
They could have. They can pay anybody they want.
Who did they pay? What does Montas make?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Fat Frankie. Louis
the Brave Killer, I call him.
Louis hates Sacto.
Oh, he does.
He hates the bushes.
So he's not going to give them his all, and he's going to be.
But on the road, 2.27 ERA. At home, disaster. So
and the A's are better, especially offensively.
Well, they're better, but their record ain't.
Yeah.
Oh God, they lost 22 out of 24 at one.
Did they really?
Oh yeah.
Gosh, every time I turn it on, it's Kurtz or Rooker or somebody's getting a big hit.
Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you, they're the only team in the West that disappeared, unless they got hot lately, which I'm pretty sure they didn't. They're 34 and 52. They are 17 out of first place of the Houston Astros, by the way.
Astros are back again.
Yeah, and they're 8 games behind the Rangers. They're toast. They're headed towards.
Well, here's where the Braves are headed. Spencer Strider's made 2 starts against Philly. He's given up 3 runs in those 2 starts, and he's 0-2. I mean, we're just terrible. It's just so annoying.
Yeah, Marlins are nipping on your heels.
Yeah, I could care less about who's coming from that side. Again, through it all, Dan. And I knew it. This is how it gone. This is why I made the declaration. This is why it is what it is. I'm not going to give up. It's going to be just frustrating the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
After through it all the crap, all the nonsense, all the terrible losses. A home game with Philly, just win yesterday afternoon. It's somehow you're only 8.5 back. 8.5 feels manageable. They were 15 games back on June 14th.
3-13. I'll do that to you.
I know.
All right, we're just warming up. Let's crank it up. Let's keep it rolling. This is the drill on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Downtime with Dan is serviced by the local family-owned company for home comfort and your statewide mechanical partner for the biggest projects, Lloyd's Heating and Air.
Oh, LeBron James. LeBron James. My man. Yes, I'll take the $52 million. I, though, want to win a championship. That's the number one goal. As long as I get my $52 million. LeBron James, if he really wanted to win a championship, could take $20 million and orchestrate his move to wherever. Cleveland, any team in the East. He really wanted that one more championship and to be in the finals. He could do that. Instead, he'll stay out there in L.A. Why? $52 million. Bronny. It's Los Angeles. He's happy. He ain't leaving. Don't kid yourself. The goal is to not win a championship.
The most famous county in the country. 1010XL, Duval.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Hey, it's always interesting economic times, right? I can't speak for all of us, but for me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with my guys at ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Man, when that stock market was fluctuating, I could feel the panic, but not at ITP Partners because they got the experience, the expertise, and the knowledge, right? And they answer any question, and they know what's going on. If it goes way up, if it comes way down. If there's tariffs, there's not tariffs. I just talked to Chris Briner, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Ryder, Dan Abel, Janice Cobber, Reed Wingate. Those are the ITP Partners, man, and they will sit down and listen to me answer questions in layman's terms so even I can understand it. Right? Don't be intimidated. It's a great time to get started. All you got to do, go to Chris@ITBPartners.com or give them a call, 312-9751, 312-9751. They're ITB partners. They're my financial partners for life. Non-compensated client testimonial. I'm not the representative of all client experience. No guarantees of future performance or success.
These days, guys who go engagement ring shopping have a really good idea of what she wants.
I was looking for something very specific. My wife shared some notes with me with what she was looking for.
Meet Jacksonville's Richard Skinner.
I did some research online. I called around the city. I shopped at other stores.
But Richard found the best deal, the best ring, the best customer service at locally owned Beard's Diamonds.
We did shop around that stone and that particular setup with different jewelers, and Beard's was able to come in significantly lower. It was a no-brainer.
But way more than the price, it was truly a beautiful ring in a custom setting with a hand-picked, large, dazzling emerald-cut diamond. Literally breathtaking.
Oh, yeah. When she saw it, she couldn't talk for about 30 minutes. Her eyes got all watery and her face got red, and she almost had a panic attack.
So don't make her settle for a chain store ring. Get something special that reflects her unique style, taste, and personality at Beard's Diamonds.
It's a one-of-a-kind piece.
Beard's Diamonds, Jacksonville's only locally owned direct diamond importer.
I'm the hero.
At the St. John Town Center.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
When the heat is on and we really need to show that we really care, do it with a full arrangement from Kuhn Flowers. This is E.T., and let's make their day better than yesterday. Online at KuhnFlowers.com since 1947.
Grow your hair back. IHRS offers the latest technology in hair transplants and restorative treatments.
Fast, easy, and effective.
With over 35 years' experience, our team is committed to delivering exceptional results. Hair restoration is for us, and it can be for you too.
See how IHRS technology can grow your hair back. Go to hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS, 777-4477 for $250 off.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 3:20 for the latest in sports injuries. From all the big names in the game, who's MIA, who's coming back from injury. Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 3:20.
It's Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacks Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacks Beach or visit apexroofingfl.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey, it's Frank Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass needs around the home, there's one name I trust, Lee and Kate's. It's local, family-owned, and they've been part of our community since 1926. They've taken great care of me over the years, and I know they'll do the same for you. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Tucker Equipment Rental in Neptune Beach, you just don't rent quality machines, you rent quality customer service. Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Dave. Tucker Equipment Rental has been supplying Jacksonville with equipment and event rental for over 50 years.
From commercial and homeowner projects, we've got what you need: lifts, dirt equipment, and landscape equipment.
And don't forget about event rentals, from festivals to weddings to backyard barbecues.
Local, knowledgeable, and always ready to help.
Tucker Equipment Rentals.
You need it, we've got it, come see us.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. And now, let's light up the Firehouse Subs 10-minute drill.
Hit it!
Oh! Downtime with Dan doesn't give anyone the opportunity to defend. Do you have any defense of your guy LeBron after what I just chastised him for?
Dan has always been the star shouldn't take any money, should leave it to build a better team.
Well, I mean, if anybody could take less money, it would be LeBron James.
But why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, because he's made over $1 billion.
And?
Because they did him a solid by including his no-talented son on the roster.
Hey, the man carried the NBA on his back for 20-plus years.
Okay.
Pay the man. When Kobe did it wasn't an issue. God rest his
Okay,
soul.
well, then don't come out and say, the most important thing is winning a championship.
That's the part.
It's not.
That's the fairest part of your argument.
Yeah.
Winning a championship is not the most important thing.
Being in L.A.
But he could say
playing
that
with his son.
He could believe that, though. He could believe that, and just is so unaware that just because his 50.
Oh,
and
stop.
He's
not
his
unaware.
$52 million doesn't make a damn bit of difference whether or not the Lakers win.
No,
it really doesn't. I mean, whether he made $1 or $52 million, the Lakers would win.
I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is, why not go play elsewhere? If you really want, the Lakers ain't winning.
That might be the plan, though.
Nah, he ain't going anywhere.
You don't think so?
No, he's cemented in there. He loves it. It's the lifestyle, Chief.
Yeah.
He walks in drinking his wine. He's had a good time.
Once drinking at the end of the bench, he once had a nice glass of wine in the fourth quarter one game.
Little Chianti.
In uniform?
Yeah. No, I think he was out that day. I'll give him that much.
Yeah, my point is this, he could go to Cleveland and help them win a champ. I mean, he would be a great piece to a puzzle for an East team that's wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open East.
Yeah. That's why I feel like he could probably go somewhere else.
That's all I'm saying. If he really wanted to win a championship, he should leave.
But, for another team to blow up their whole team to have LeBron for 1 or 2 years,
You're not blowing it up.
It wouldn't make sense.
You're not blowing it up.
Cleveland would have to send all their young studs.
No,
correct.
We're not sending all our young studs. We might give you a piece. That's about it. So
It'd be interesting to see. We talked in the break about DeAndre Ayton. Maybe if he ends up, he's buying out of Portland. Maybe he'll end up with.
Well, they're in
maybe
search of a center. They need a center. Yeah, they need a
Both
center
end up there. Well, yeah, they definitely need a center. And I always heard that it was the Lakers that called off the Mark Williams trade.
Yeah, but then he got traded again.
Right, they're stupid. They should have never called it off. He would have helped them last year. They may have gone further in the playoffs last year.
I agree.
And that was just dumb. And he was good after this, quote, physical kept him out. He was good at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And
I think they made a
now
huge
he's gone
mistake.
somewhere else, by the way. He was traded to another contender.
Yeah.
I just thought that was kind of
Somebody gave them some maybe bad advice, or I don't know, or they got cold feet and they found a loophole, or they wanted out. But for sure, I didn't get that one. But NBA free agency begins tomorrow, I think. So, but it's not like it's. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a big deal going on here, does it?
It'll be the trades. That's what it'll be.
Yeah.
Because they do the signing trades and so I tell you the narrative I can't understand at all. I don't listen, buyer beware on this one, but I'm seeing multiple NBA outlets are pumping up the Hawks as being a wild card and in a good position and maybe make
Hawk
some
talk.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. Y'all need to watch the Hawks like I do, friends. They're not on the verge of winning any titles. What?
Hawk talk.
We can't go 500. We can't get out of the play-in. Our quote star gets us the 7th seed every year. No thanks.
Fellas, I got a question for y'all.
Sure.
I just sent y'all an email, and I need to know, is this a hole-in-one or not? So,
it's going to be pretty.
This gentleman.
Is the one sticking sort of.
Have you seen it? You seen that video before, Dan?
I think I have.
Oh, man. That got to be heartbreaking.
So, hold on. So, he hits. He's on the tee.
Playing
a par 3. He hits it. He thinks it's in. Okay. He's playing by himself. He's like doing it for YouTube or whatever, and he's
just
look at it. He's like, oh, this sucks.
Oh, man.
There he goes. He's running up now. He thinks maybe it went in. This is where I love where these people, by the way, get up on their high horse. So I haven't seen it yet. What the answer is? Well, the ball's going to be on. Yeah, okay, buddy. Let me see what we got here. This is one where it like probably compacts into the lip of the cup. I guess that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, like a nice divot.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've always wondered about this because if you marked that ball and placed it, it would fall in the hole. Dude, that's a hole in one. I mean, I'm sorry. That's just poor cutting of the flag. That's a hole in one, dude.
I would agree.
It's not a hole in one, though. It's not.
Right.
It's not a hole in one.
Half of the ball is in, half of it is out.
It's not in. It's got to go in the hole. And it plugs.
So when you pull the pin out, it's not going to fall in?
No.
It's not touching it. It's above the ridge. It's above the ridge of the hole. It's a poorly cut hole. Like that hole, there shouldn't be metal to keep that ball. That's what happened. If the hole was cut flush,
it's stuck.
Yeah, it's stuck into the thing. And
I thought it was leaning against it.
And the ridge of the, and the ridge of the hole, the metal part of the hole is kind of keeping it stuck there, so it doesn't get completely below the hole. It sucks. That sucks. Oh, that guy has one all day. I mean, already.
That hurts.
By the way, it's and they always go with this. Fake angle is way off from where he's hitting from. And you got to be careful. This can I say something?
Hit us.
I say something.
Should this AI should this AI putting false quotes and on other people be illegal?
That's dangerous,
It
man.
should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to make an AI that has Caitlin Clark, saying all these things. Thanks for Sophie Cunningham for doing what the WNBA won't. Those guys, and it sounds like her. And then you read the comments, and the whole world thinks she said that.
Dangerous.
It's dangerous, man, and it's everywhere, isn't it? Like, I don't trust anything I read at C-Hick. If I see it on social media and it looks fishy, that's fake.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that the angle on this guy doesn't match with the shot he hit. I don't know if that's true, but I'll give you another one of these. It's just disingenuous, and this came from the Live Golf handle. Did you see the video they put out yesterday with Mickelson?
No.
So Live Golf, they put a video out of Mickelson on a par 4. Phil could always be special. And he shows him hit the drive, and everyone claps. And then they cut to the green. The ball hits. It bounces. It rolls in. So any sucker in the world, including me, will be like, wow, Phil Mickelson got a par 4 on, got a hole in one on a par 4 today. Until you look at the comments. And then you look at the video, and you realize he tees off. It's windy and rainy. And when the ball hits the ground, the sun's out. It's just... Like, you can't trust anything, or you better be super, super careful. And you shouldn't have to do that to absorb a fact or some news. It's man. And we've all seen it. We've seen the Billy Napier. You've seen Donald Trump. You've seen it all. I mean, it looks like it's accurate. LeBron had one E.
Makes me chuckle.
It makes you chuckle. It does. But here's the thing. Would it make you chuckle less if literally, does it bother you at all that literally more people than not think it's accurate? Is that dangerous at all or no big deal? Like, literally, I'm not embellishing. More than half think it's real, Dan.
You got numbers on that?
Yeah, well, I'm just going by comments. I don't know for sure. I don't know what. But the number of people that think that Caitlin Clark would publicly say that about Sophie Cunningham and everything else, it's ridiculous. Yeah, she's not wrong. You go. It's just, people are stupid. I don't know, man. I think it makes it, because people are so dumb, I think it makes it extra dangerous to allow something to be presented as that it's not. It's not fair to those people.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's take a break. Still plenty to go through, a lot to sift through here.
We're sifting?
We're sifting through a lot of stuff happening. Interesting time. Some golf questions for you when we come back, speaking of.
All right.
It was an interesting golf weekend as we hit into the summertime, and if your baseball team's not doing good, you look for other things to watch. And so
I watched that big three.
Sampled a few things.
That big three. That is some kind of Star Wars bar, man.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. If you guys, I did the dive yesterday on just what Big 3 is.
I gave it a chance a while ago. To me, it's just a bunch of old NBA guys.
They're so old, and they're no good. And by the way,
I can't watch
the biggest names are the coaches.
Yeah.
Like the coaches are Dr. J, Gary Payton, Nancy Lieberman, Michael Cooper. It's all these Hall of Fame coaches.
Yeah,
the players are just and they're all 40.
Yeah, and they're all.
Is there a minimum age? Like, do you have to be 35 or something?
Oh, I kind of wish somebody take it
take it seriously and beat the hell out of them.
No, get a couple, 20-something. Maybe you have to be old. I don't know. I don't care.
Well, I tuned into the Miami game. I saw a lot of junk grabbing, and I was waiting for a fight, though. Never got one.
Yeah. This is the drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
There's a reason play-by-play has been on the radio for more than 100 years.
There's a drive. Way back. It might be.
Your home for live play-by-play is 1010XL.
Frank Franzi here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville's full of memorable sports moments. Remember Tiger Woods' 60-foot putt on the iconic 17th? Gary Coate called it better than most. Better than most. Well, Coil Fencing is better than most. They're better than all. Coil has been that for nearly 100 years. So if you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coil & Sons today. That's at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Beards Diamonds is where Jacksonville shops for engagement rings and fine diamond jewelry. Hicken here. Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. They stand out in such a big way. They're local. The owners are part of our community for more than 40 years. Say hi to the Lupos when you go over there. They're great folks. Money spent at Beards doesn't go to Wall Street. It stays right here. Man, we got some best parts. You don't compromise on anything. They guarantee to give you a better price, a better value, period. They've got all the top names in bridal jewelry like Decoria, Viraggio, and dozens more. They don't have to jack up prices to meet a corporate bottom line. They got the best selection of diamonds in Northeast Florida, all hand-picked by our local owner. Listen, a lot of those chain jewelry stores are owned by the same mega conglomerate. Different names, but all the same owner. Beard's locally owned alternative, beholden to the people of Jacksonville, not to the people of Wall Street. Don't you buy a diamond ring or any piece of jewelry without at least taking and talking to my friends at Beard's. Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. Shop local, shop Beard's.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
ET here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find Scratch Kitchen that always comes in the clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktail shots, and more. Come on, somebody.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Zero Res. Gang, vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Do not, let me repeat, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself, but do it yourself dirt-attracting carpet soaking machines. No, no, no. Call on the cleaning freaks from Zero Res. Big summer savings. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take 20% off air duct cleaning as well. Call them, 904-287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
If fishing is in your DNA, hop in the boat with Captain Kevin. It's the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy. Why so glum?
Stinky ice cubes, Jason. It's all downhill from here.
What?
The tap water at my place smells kind of funky. Funky tap water makes funky ice cubes. I meet a nice girl, invite her back to my place for a cocktail, and blow my whole romantic gesture with a mojito that smells like dog's feet.
Wait, I can totally make you way cooler.
I'm not taking your charity ice cubes, Jason. I have my pride.
Your pride is safe. Our plumbers can be at your house the day you call and install a whole home water purification system. Water tastes better, dishes come out cleaner, even your hair feels better after you shower.
Ooh, The ladies love a man with soft hair, don't they, Jason?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend every day worried about the water in your own home, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. As temperatures warm up around us, ants come out in droves. And when they move into your home or business, it's unnerving. Terminix knows that ants add up fast, but Terminix subtracts them faster because living with ants isn't any fun. When ants show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with an ant problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
It's hurricane season. Protect your home with 904 Gutters with a Z. That's right. Z as in zone defense for your home. Water damage hits hard. 904 Gutters with a Z hits back harder. Search 904 Gutters with a Z and make the right call.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and the 4th of July weekend is upon us. And I know what you're thinking. I can't start a Waco 180 weight loss because I want to eat on that long weekend. Well, guess what? You can eat hamburgers on a Waco 180 weight loss. You can eat chicken, steak, or pork, too. You can even eat lobster because you're eating real food and losing weight. More important, it's fast, easy, and safe. No chemicals in your body, no counting calories or points, or any other fad diet. I can't stress this enough. You eat real food every single day. You know what else you're doing while losing weight with a Waco 180? Eliminating pain, fitting into clothes you haven't worn in years, sleeping through the night and waking up refreshed and energized. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on a Waco 180, and Hacker lost more than 110. You can lose whatever you want. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is. A Waco 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely by eating real food every single day. A Waco 180 weight loss is the clear path to success without disappointment. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back. It's 7:43 on a Monday morning, live inside the Divorcemen Only.
So what do I make of the golf world?
Okay.
Couple things.
Yeah.
The biggest deal at the U.S. Senior Open was Patty Harrington and Roger Maltby getting into a little dust-up.
Yeah, I think that's the overprevalence of media. That sounded like a minor dust-up. Patty's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Patty's wrong. I got a job to do here, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't hit it in the rough. Dan's reference, Patty Harrington hit it in the rough, and you have a limited amount of time to look for the ball. Roger Maltby is there working, and he's just kind of standing there and talking to his producer, and then Patty is like, dragging him because he didn't help look for the ball. You've golfed long enough, Roger. You don't stand around and not look for a ball. Hey, shut your mouth there.
Right.
Hit it in the fairway.
So Patty Porig went on to win the U.S. Senior
and there
Open.
you go. After all that whining.
And then I was curious because I happened to catch the very end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was waiting for Roger to interview him.
Did he?
No.
That's too bad. Patty was wrong. And Roger also was whatever. He didn't do it. He inflamed it a little bit with what he said.
Yeah.
I almost told him all these checks NBC's written me. I've never seen you sign them. Patty has a point. Hey, buddy, if you're just going to sit here and talk, maybe look around, but it's not his job, and he certainly is not the one that hit it there.
Then we got not exactly a who's who on the PGA Tour as we go to a three-man playoff. Captain Kirk goes out early.
Not much on that. There's not much of a who's who when that thing started.
Right. And
there is no who's who left anymore.
Grazerman and
Potgeeter. Potgeeter. And before that, Chris Kirk. It started with three of them.
Yeah, Captain Kirk goes out. Potgeeter. Yeah, that guy. 20 years old. He looks like he's 30.
He's going to be good.
Yeah.
He hits it a freaking mile.
Yeah.
He lost a playoff already this year.
Grazerman, he's got to kick himself. He has every chance to win.
Well,
of course, I had him in the thing, so I knew he would win.
Well, he missed a lot. He just edged about 3 putts in the playoffs.
Gosh.
They were good-looking putts.
They were good-looking.
Couldn't get one to go in.
Could not get one to go in.
Grazerman is the better player of those two. Grazerman is actually a pretty decent player. 3 runners up last year. It's the first one. He's looking for a win.
Yeah.
But Potgeeter looks like he's going to be one of those guys that might flare up once or twice a year and win a tournament.
Yeah.
He's only 20.
20. I can't believe he's 20.
He had a hole-in-one on a par 4 in a Monday qualifier earlier, actually a couple years ago at John Deere.
Plus, I think,
it's the second time.
That dad of his has the look of if he doesn't do well, he gets the belt.
Okay, I like that. I'm down with that. I would say that too. That look, if you flare up twice in a year, that's now granted the really good ones don't flare up; they're just around most tournaments. But the fact that this guy's gone to a playoff twice in his rookie year and now has a win speaks well for him, I think.
And then
he hits it a mile, and people love that.
And the other question I'll ask you should Captain Keegan consider Patrick Reed for the Ryder Cup? He won the Live tournament yesterday.
I don't know how Liv's going. I don't pay much attention. I don't either. I don't know what Reed.
All I saw from Live this week was Brooks Koepka having a Rory, if you will.
Yeah, just another big baby. Koepka's just a big.
The more
baby.
you pay them, the worse they get.
Yeah,
These golfers, man.
I saw one in the Live tournament. I guess a fan was heckling. Somebody, and
that was Thomas Peters decided to. And I'm like, if I was the fan, I'm like, this is what you guys wanted and signed up for. What do you mean? Don't come after me.
There's music blasting in the background.
Somebody was heckling. A fan was heckling. Was it Reed?
I'm gonna get exactly what it was for you.
Anyway, so he goes under the ropes, goes up to the grandstand, and starts yapping at the guy. I'll be like, wait a second, I thought this was Live, man. I thought we could do whatever we wanted.
We're growing the game,
So I don't know.
And Liv is still not getting really points for their wins, right? And they shouldn't. I mean, they just shouldn't, dude. There's 30 guys wearing shorts. It's baloney.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean those guys aren't good golfers, but it's not. It's not competitive professional golf. It's not the same.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that, then you just don't understand golf.
Yeah, it was. Live Golf's Thomas Peters briefly exited the ropes to confront a fan in the gallery who was making negative remark towards his teammate Patrick Reed. The incident occurred during Friday's first round in Dallas. What do you make of this? Here's what I make of it. This is what you guys wanted. You're going to let these guys all do this. This is how you want the game to be. This is the, hey, we're hip, we're cool. Well, this is going to happen, so just deal with it. The other thing is about Liv, the team thing just doesn't work.
They swear that's a future, and the PGA's going to follow suit.
Way wrong. They're way wrong on this.
We don't care about team golf.
I don't know who's on what team. I don't care. I don't follow.
Liv is so. They're so stupid.
Yeah.
You pulled off the hard part. You got the players. And you screwed it all up with this circus garbage.
Oh, yeah.
The bands and the shotgun start and the shorts and the team, and you can't fight. It's just ridiculous. You went and stole 5 top 10 golfers, and instead of putting them in tournament-tested battlefields with 72 holes, you do these little Globetrotter events.
Yeah.
It's just silly, man.
Speaking of angry, Thomas Peters, but not as angry as Geno Smith.
Why is he mad?
Geno Smith's on.
Colley's up to 59 in the world, by the way.
Yeah, Geno Smith's on some football field screaming at some dude. That's why I get paid the big bucks. That's why they pay me the big bucks, bleep, because I do it. Just walking and yelling and screaming at some guy. I don't know.
Somebody must have dared tell him he wasn't the best in the world, maybe?
Yeah. And one story that we haven't even touched on yet, and we should. Because this is, Malik Beasley, you got to go.
Is it confirmed?
If true, no. But if the feds got it, it ain't good.
I think what happens here is these guys, it's not them. It's their entourage that's doing this, trying to glean. Oh, Malik tell me he might not play tonight. Because did you see the one that was most outstanding?
Tell people who first.
Malik Beasley played for FSU. He's a really good player. He's a 17, 18-point scorer. He also got in trouble a few years back. I think there was they were like with the same girl, and he got out a gun. That was Malik Beasley.
Didn't he run with Mrs. Pippen,
That's
too?
what I thought, yeah.
And also, do you know what his last play of his season was?
Well, he plays for Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, the ball went through his hand, right?
Yeah, Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. That's
and they had a 3.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the number was, but he had a 3. It went right through his hands.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. He was about to sign a big deal with Detroit, and that's now put on the back burner because he is being
investigated,
and it was like
by the feds.
Prop bets. Prop bets.
Which is what the other guy got busted for.
But my point is, Malik Beasley, here's the reality, gang. Jonte Porter, I don't know, maybe not. Malik Beasley makes a lot of money. There is no amount of money that going and putting it on a prop bet is going to impact your life. So it was 2.5. It was 2.5 rebounds. Beasley 2.5 rebounds, and it was like plus 300 for 2.5 rebounds. Well, they all these bets came in that he would get more than 2.5 or less than 2.5 rebounds, and they lowered it. They changed the odds from plus to minus or the other way around, and then he came out. So it looked like it was being manipulated that he was not going to get 2.5 rebounds because all the money came under.
So then
he went and got 6.5 rebounds. So it makes you think that he's not the one, but it's his entourage trying to, I don't know, cherry pick info, they think.
In 2020, when he played for the T-Wolves, he pled guilty to a felony charge of threats of violence and went to jail for 120 days.
I think that was over a girl. I think it wasn't him and McCants with the same girl, Lee?
Him and Rashad McCants. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, there's that. That's what's going on there.
Let me see. Beasley was arrested in late September at his home in Plymouth, Minnesota. We're called to Beasley's residence on a reported weapons offense.
This is that older one you're talking about.
Yeah, the reporting individuals told officers they had stopped their car in front of the house, and a suspect walked up to their vehicle, tapped on the vehicle window, pointed a gun at them, and advised them to get off the property. Officers set up a perimeter to locate the individual, detected a strong odor of sweet stinky. Vehicle attempted to leave the property, was stopped by police, blah, blah, blah. Search warrant for the property located narcotics and numerous guns, one of which, this is not.
Welcome to the NBA.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
This is nothing compared to Ja's house.
I wouldn't go in Ja's house. I really wouldn't. I mean, it's something, I feel like if you had if a circuit broke, the whole place would blow up.
You think this is a lot of the boys the hanger-ons, the hangers-on?
I think it's people who have some insight, but they say, man, Malik said not. I don't know what it would be that everyone would pound the under, and then Beasley goes and gets 6.5. That makes me sound like, man, these jokers trying to cherry pick off what I told them, and then he beat them on purpose.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like. How can your over/under rebound be 2.5?
Yeah,
flood the sports books with the under to the point that they completely change the line, and then you go get 6.5.
Yeah,
so you didn't. Like, if you were trying to pull it off, that you did it wrong.
Yeah.
But he makes so much money that I can't imagine the players themselves.
And I guess and I got a question. Because the way gambling is now in America, it doesn't seem like there's any kind of outrage from fans to me over these things.
Not as much.
Does anybody care? E, do you think does anybody care about Jonte Porter, now Malik Beasley? Those are two prominent NBA guys. Did Jonte Porter get banned for life?
For life.
Yeah. And this should be the same if true.
I'm pretty sure Jonte Porter, is that not Michael Porter Jr.'s brother?
Yeah.
So Beasley.
But it doesn't seem to me like there is the outrage.
It bothers me. I don't know if I think these are bit players on bit teams with murky accusations. I think if you had people dead to rights, okay, here's Karl Anthony Towns. He bet $200,000 on the Pacers to cover against the Knicks.
Right.
That would outrage you.
Okay.
Big name, big team, matter situation. But if you throw me some bit player from a middle of the season game on a player prop, it doesn't hit the same.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
I think even if it were games, the feds are saying that Malik Beasley bet on Milwaukee.
Right.
In the game they were playing. Then that would probably hit you. The player props, I think people, it doesn't quite register.
Okay.
But it's still cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still cheating your team and your fans. Now, in this case, what's weird is when all the evidence says they're trying to pull this scam, and then they do the other. It seems like that would be like open and shut case. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't doing anything at all. I had 6.5 rebounds. Tell me how that's cheating.
Yeah.
You know, you're saying that everyone bet the under. It ain't me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't think the feds get this involved and then make it public. And I will also say this, and this is dangerous about the feds. Once they determine they want you, right? We've heard that stat before.
Yeah.
They get you.
Oh, yeah.
They'll cheat and get you.
The conviction rate is
they'll get you
through the roof.
Once the feds decide that they want to get you, they will pull strings and maneuver and manipulate until they get you.
Yeah.
Now, often you deserve to be got.
Right.
But and if they determine that, then they're going to do the getting. I remember that with like Martha Stewart, I think.
Yeah.
That was like the first time he said, yeah, when those feds come, buddy, she's going to jail. Because when the feds come.
I don't know how long, but
when the feds come, they get you.
it's interesting to me that I wonder if people do they.
And people gamble so much more.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's fair. We should continue to let people know as we go along this morning that the Buckman, we've had a tragic accident, a fatal accident on the Buckman this morning, the southbound lanes. It's down now to just one lane. If you got any way to come across the river that doesn't involve the Buckman Bridge, whether you go south to the Shands or head north to I-10, do it. Because it's, it's not no bueno out there. And that's, not to mention a loss of life apparently this morning out on the highways and byways. Let's take a quick timeout. We got Fred today, E.T.?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll have Fred. What time is that? Going to be 8:30 or is that 8?
Should be 8:30.
Okay, 8:30. We got the Monday morning running back. Sharks went on the road this weekend as well. What you got?
Charlton wanted to know if anybody has Kelly O's number.
Yeah, I was going to say that out loud, but I thought of 5 and couldn't do it.
She knows Charlton. He's kidding.
He already made a play at someone a month ago. Who was it? We already had this storyline.
No plays, just friendly banter.
Okay, this drill. That was also money. It was you remember who it was? We don't want to bring that up again.
Okay.
It became a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
No. Yeah, I remember.
Remember we were going to put 10 with? 10 was asking about? We're not going to say it out loud. We'll tell Dan in the break. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The good, the bad, the extreme, and the completely insane. Now, this is a team I could work with.
Just the right blend of misfits to make life more interesting. 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Hey, when it comes to insurance, I think we all think kind of the same way. We pay a lot of money monthly. So if something happens and we need you, you need to be there. And that's how the Kaproskis look at it from the other side with Goosehead Insurance. They believe in 2 words, customer service, and they value it. They don't take it lightly. So if something happens to you, you call them, they get you the answers that you need right away. They know what's going on, right, in your world. If they don't call, they call you right back. Again, customer service. Sometimes that gets lost in this day and age, but not with Craig and Chris Kaprosky. And whether it's homeowners, auto, flood, boat, small business, the Kaproskis will be there for you at time you need. And I speak from experience. They've helped me. They've helped my son. They've helped my daughter. They helped my family, my friends. Get an insurance checkup today. They're easy to get a hold of. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com. That's Craig.Kaprosky, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I at Goosehead.com, or call 478-8422, 478-8422. They're Craig and Chris Kaprosky, part of the Goosehead Insurance family, and part of our family as well.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner with honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
After our son's shoulder issues were worsening, we took him to see Dr. Snyder at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, who recommended PRP treatment. We trusted Dr. Snyder's evaluation and look forward to seeing him pitch again. For the right care, the best care, we highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Listening that fits your schedule perfectly.
Absolutely brilliant. Go on demand.
Ad-free shows after the live shows end.
How about that? Channel 5.
Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Need the right tools for the job without the full-time price tag? Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach is what you need when you need it. From heavy machinery for commercial projects to weekend projects at the house, we've got you covered. We've been serving Jacks for 50 years. Visit Tucker Equipment Rentals in Neptune Beach, just behind Aqua East Surf Shop, or call today. We also have event rentals too. Tucker Equipment Rentals. Tools you need without the price tag of purchasing.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids around the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jumboshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Affordable family fun.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance painting.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
Brendan here with Checkmate Coating. No massive overhead means top prices on top quality pool decks, driveways, garages, and patios too.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by TalkDressing.com. Former FSU quarterback E.J. Manuel isn't holding back. He pushed back on Steve Spurrier's recent comments questioning Arch Manning.
I was kind of shocked to hear Coach Spurrier say this, man. I mean, especially somebody who has coached the quarterback position. He's played quarterback.
In the gaming world, EA Sports dropped its top 25 rankings for college football 26. Florida Gators landing at number 12, just behind rival Miami at number 11, and ahead of Texas Tech at number 13. And on the diamond, Graham Pauley launched a 3-run homer in the first, powering the Jumbo Shrimp to a 6-5 victory over the Nashville Sound Sunday at VyStar Ballpark. After a day's rest, Jacksonville hits the road to face the Charlotte Knights in a 3-game set starting tomorrow. And that's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson. At 8:03, it's 76 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back. A lot being made out of recruiting this morning. Gator fans, how are we always getting outbid? They ask. And then we'll look at some of the answers and responses. And to me, it makes them keep it real, keep it in perspective here. You got 85 players. You got about 20 recruits coming in, right?
Okay.
And in this day and age, every one of them is a bidding war. Every single one of them is a bidding war against other schools. So you got, Lagway, Baugh, Banks, Slaughter, Barber, Childs, McCray, Miles, Graham. Keeping great players is more expensive than finding new ones. If you want to keep McCray, Gums, Sapp, Wiggins, Woods, and other very talented defensive ends, then maybe you don't overpay for Pyburn and this Henderson kid. There are 200 recruits, and this is from my friend, Hal Lewis. There are 200 recruits on our prospect list every year. and that will select schools other than Florida. And that has been the case every single year since the beginning of time. You act like there are schools out there who say in March, these are the 20 recruits we want. It doesn't work that way.
Well, it's definitely
every school
fluid.
misses, and many of them missed on our star players. So I know there's frustration, but I think he's assembled a pretty good roster. I don't have
the only thing that's missing is what the services say is the top recruiting class.
Yeah.
I'm with you on the roster.
Oh, top 5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and like when I talk generically about depth, we talked about that last week, that it's a generic assumption based on the 40 years of covering Florida as a legitimate power. I find no era in Florida history where they have a dominant season that wasn't preceded by 4 or 5 top 3, top 5 recruiting years.
Yeah.
We just haven't. I mean, Spurrier did it. He got to the top 3 to 5 in recruiting, stayed there every year.
Yeah.
Urban did it. The others will go to 6, so there'll be 9 or 11 at Florida. That has not been good enough in history. 9th ranked recruiting classes are good. They make you a winning program. They may put you in contention, but they've never been enough to get over the top. It's always been...
What is over the top?
Over the top is winning the SEC.
Okay.
Yeah, they never won the SEC without a basis of that. Maybe the first one under Spurrier. And probably not the first official one. I don't think they've ever won an SEC where the core of that team wasn't a top 3 recruiting class.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'd have to go back and look here.
But I wouldn't. That's probably true.
Yeah. And so and they're close to that. It's going to take the winning at the end of last year salvaged them. It took them from having a 20th to a 8th or 10th. Get to the playoff, and who knows what could happen.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah, get to the SEC championship game, and who knows? Because right now, the Gators are posturing with LSU, Texas A&M, Auburn, Oklahoma, all these schools, Tennessee. They're posturing with all them. The 3 right now are Alabama, Georgia, and Texas. They're not posturing. They're soaking up a top 3 recruiting class and running it back next year. So until LSU, Tennessee, Florida, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Auburn, maybe South Carolina for a year. But unless those programs can consistently kick out those top 5 recruiting classes like Alabama, Texas, and Georgia are doing, I think there's going to be that little bit of a... hold up there. Jeffro, Urban did it with Zook's players. What in what world? Yeah, no, he didn't. That's silly.
I was looking at this, our friend Mike DeRocco, and ESPN's put out a list of the biggest surprise players on each team.
Okay.
Biggest surprise players on each team. And I like D-Rock's pick. And he was out there at all the practices that we were allowed to be at. Heading into OTAs, the thought was the starter opposite Tyson Campbell would be the rookie, Travis Hunter, or the second-year player, Jarian Jones, who played well at nickel at the end of his rookie season. Defense coordinator Anthony Campanile favors playing a lot of zone coverages, which Jones said he never played in high school or college, so he's still learning. And the Jags are still working through how many defensive snaps they'll be able to get out of Hunter. Brown has worked with the starters, and he consistently made plays throughout. He's talking about Monteric Brown. He consistently made plays throughout the offseason, including a pair of end zone pass breakups and red zone drills. In minicamp, he has the advantage heading into camp. Monteric Brown.
Well, we've heard that, and there's nothing wrong with it. This is, by the way, how many stars actually matriculate in the NFL.
Yeah.
They come in as a rookie, they play. Their second year, they get a little better, and they become a starter, and then by year 4 or 5, they could be a difference maker.
Tell me about E. Tell me, does it any concern, any thought when you read defense coordinator Anthony Campanile favors playing a lot of zone coverages?
That don't bother me.
Okay.
That don't bother me.
I got this guy, Travis Hunter. I want to just say cover Jamar Chase and be done with it.
Yeah, that don't bother me, especially if he's taking on the double dose on offense and defense. Yeah, that don't bother me.
All right. Jeff? Zone.
I'm the question. I'm thinking about it because I read earlier in the week some of the Jags talking about how it could be a good thing. I mean, I think if I were an NFL, I would probably run some. If I were DC, I'd probably run some sort of hybrid. I get afraid of zone like in the first 10 yards of the route.
Yeah.
Like, you give one guy the slip. Like, when I think of zone, I think of the play the Packers hit at the end of the game, where it was wide open earlier in the game, and they just put it away.
Yeah.
And then, like, does that play ever that wide open in man-to-man?
Right.
Like, the one thing about zone is zone sometimes will give you a guy 20 yards open.
Yeah.
And man-to-man, unless he falls or slips, that doesn't seem to happen as much.
We feel like it was a lot of blown assignments last year. So
For sure. They look confused. They look slow. They look
like any other year.
Zone or man, if the assignment is blown, they're going to be 20 yards open.
Like any other year here. I mean, how many years have we watched Devontae Adams in different uniforms run free down the field against us? How many years have we watched us wonder how come the tight end is wide open? You know, this team has been is historically been great at allowing receivers to run wide open.
Yeah, you're not supposed. I don't know if that is can be defined as historically great. That's
historically great.
Yeah, they've been historically great at fumbling.
Yeah,
yeah. I look. This is what we need to count on more than anything is this reset. We haven't had a total reset here since Caldwell Bradley. And that was a terrible reset, quite frankly. Those guys were terrible.
Right.
Nice guys.
Yeah.
Two of the nicest guys come through town in their positions. But when it comes to success and, proclivity, not so much. I think that this, look, hope these guys are right. Like I said this before too. Well, when we were talking about like on your poll question, which running back will lead them in receiving? I mean, I think that these guys took a good, hard look before the draft and said, our running backs, not so good. And went and found a guy. So let's go find a guy who will be the running back, like they did with Bucky Irving in Tampa. And they had Rashad White, who was Travis Etienne-esque, top 5 fantasy back, 1,000-yard rusher. But he wasn't good enough to hold off that rookie. If they drafted the right running back, and they've shown a pretty good inclination at scouting that position, we'll probably see more of Tootin than we think.
There is another mock draft out by ESPN.
Okay.
Matt Miller, Matt Miller.
They're
one of their heavy hitters, one of their NFL guys. Long way from 2026. Haven't totally dove into all the film, but let's take a little look-see. And so he decided, I guess he was assigned to do it. Just a couple observations. One, Klubnik, the first overall pick to Cleveland. That would concern me if I'm Cleveland. I want somebody better.
A lot. They like him.
I know they do.
He's not stood out to me like watching Clemson. Again, Clemson for me, for the most part, unless they're playing, in a playoff game or FSU or Miami, Clemson is a 10 sporadic minutes on a Saturday afternoon. Check in here or there. I'm not watching Clemson start to finish.
Another observation: 2 Miami Hurricanes in the top 10, an offensive tackle, and Ruben Bain. Another observation: 3 Clemson Tigers in the top 6. That's pretty impressive. D-end, a defensive tackle, and a quarterback.
That's a little more than what some would send you would be reporting.
That would tell me that Clemson should be the favorite.
Yeah, they are, and they are. I mean, there is nobody picking anybody but Clemson in the ACC, and good for it. You know what I like, Dan? I like what a good coach has to stumble, stagger for a year or 2 or 3, but sticks to it, and they stick with him. And guess what? Dabo Swinney still is, Dan.
A good coach.
A top 5 college football coach in the country, and you give him time to.
He didn't get top 5 classes in recruiting for a lot of years.
Well, and for many years hasn't. There have been some exceptions. Oregon, probably another example of teams.
Who do you think the first Gator is on this list?
Okay.
There's a first round pick here.
Is there only one? Florida. It's probably going to be. It depends on which of those big defense. I mean, it's going to be either the offensive tackle or Sapp. It's probably Sapp because he can get to the passer.
Sapp is the second pick. He's going to the Detroit Lions at 29.
I thought you said there was only one. Okay, then. I mean, who takes him?
Actually, there are 3 Gators in this.
Both offensive linemen, the other 2 offensive linemen, or Caleb Banks do it? It's either Banks and the 2 O linemen or the 2 O linemen, or maybe it's Eugene Wilson the 3rd. Maybe he's 30th to a contender. I would go Trey Wilson. I would go Sapp, and I think the other is, I don't know which of those two linemen. I think Slaughter is the more acclaimed.
Austin Barber, 21st.
It's Barber, huh?
Yeah, Jacksonville's own.
He's Bowles, right?
Trinity.
That's amazing. And is he Jacksonville kid?
Yeah.
Shout out.
What about Slaughter? He's not Jacksonville?
Originally a Minnesota commit.
Wow.
Drafted.
Barber?
That's sign and develop. 6'6", 314 pounds. Pro level starting upside thanks to efficient hand placement and pass protection. Ideal quickness for zone running schemes. 32nd to the Buffalo Bills, Jake Slaughter.
Yeah, there's another one.
That's 3 Gators in the first round, not named Lagway.
And not named Trey Wilson, and 3 on the lines. And Caleb Banks is a 4th that would be in the top 2 rounds. Yeah, Slaughter, Trinity Catholic. So Slaughter, I've gotten, because I knew both those guys were, but they're both Trinity. One's Trinity Christian, one's Trinity Catholic.
Slaughter didn't allow a sack last season, was penalized only twice.
Slaughter's a center, right?
6'5", 308, clean pass protector with strength, quickness, and great awareness.
Barber's a tackle.
Slaughter has the athletic profile to play guard or center. He was the All-American last year. So anyway, that's a good sign if you're, and that's not. Look, it's July now. It's not, right after the last draft. So there's some evaluation going on, and so
this follows up on there are 3. Listen, if you wanted to take just 3 units, and you can make any and all groups of football players and personnel's groups important.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at the end of the day, football is a trenches and quarterback game. It's a trenches and quarterback game for the most part. Now, granted, there are other areas that can carry you past some weaknesses in those areas, but for the most part, it's trenches and quarterback are going to get you dubs. That's what Georgia and Bama and so many of them have been doing. Well, the trenches, Florida, according to Pro Football Focus, has the number 4 defensive line in college football. In the trenches, they have the number 4 offensive line in college football.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the number 4 quarterback room in college football. And so I would suggest that if you're number 4 on the offensive line, number 4 on the defensive line, and number 4 at quarterback, that you should never be 8-4. I don't care who your schedule says you play.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll keep it rolling. We got Freddie T coming up in about 30 minutes and more right here on The Drill.
Aye, Captain. You're sailing on the Jaguars flagship station. 1010 XL.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. Waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the duck.
Maxed out on credit card, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Pickett here with lots more on George Moore Chevrolet. Hey, Justin Moore, what are you doing in our commercial?
Dan, this Moore just wanted to remind folks of vehicles less than $20,000 on our lot. Or you can always go more with our Silverado EV.
I have my boy Blue, that beautiful Gator Blue Silverado. Love, love, love it. And that service department, second to none. Let's just say it means more to Gabe and the boys who take great care of us.
Not to mention, we do more for the community. We love Jacksonville. Been around these parts since 1986.
George Moore Chevrolet. Need I say more?
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contract. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through June 30th. And financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
How much do the performers for Super Bowl halftime shows get paid?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Super Bowl performers are not paid for their shows, but production costs are covered by the NFL, which could go as high as $15 million.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Friends, we have a very special guest on the line.
The Checkmate Coatings phone line is where the action happens.
Where's the phone? Over there.
Get expert interviews and listener opinions all day, every day, from the drill all the way to Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatsiers experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
Yo, it's your main man ET here for Explore Clay. And Clay County is your destination this 4th of July. Start the morning with the Freedom 5K in Keystone Heights. Medals for the first 300 finishers and a scenic course through the shaded neighborhoods. Then enjoy the 57th annual celebration at City Hall with vendors, live music, and family fun. Wrap up the day at Moose Haven in Orange Park for the American Pride 4th of July, a free Riverside event with food, live entertainment, and fireworks over the St. Johns River. Discover more at exploreclay.com.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Hey! Yeah, we got speed traps out and about out there. Brought to you by Catlin Truck Accessories. They got radar detection and more. But for now, you can just take our word. We've got them out at the airport. We've had them a couple of them coming off of 295 South. Also, the Buckman, a terrible accident on the Buckman this morning, a fatal accident on the Buckman. They're down to one lane, last we heard, coming south, so be careful with that as well. Just try to take care of some of these particulars for you.
Yeah, it's a mess out there right now because of the closure of the Buckman. So, Blanding, Roosevelt, I-10 all packed, so...
what's going on with the BYU and the quarterback situation? BYU is a team that some say could be an outlier this year. You're always looking for that. And they were last year. Shoot, BYU last year in the Big 12, went down right to the end of threatening to be in the conference championship game. But they have a quarterback, Jake Retzloff, who's now planning to transfer to the school. That'll happen when you're suspended for. It wasn't sexual assault. He admitted to premarital sex. A violation of, or at least that's what he's admitted to. Maybe it was more than that, but he's facing a suspension after admitting to premarital sex, a violation of the school's honor code that surfaced during his response, by the way, to an allegation that he sexually assaulted a woman in 2023. He met with school officials Friday, informed he was going to be banned 7 games. So he began informing staffs and teammates that he gone.
He gone.
Retzlaff had been working out with the squad and participating in summer workouts and practice. They're on break until July 7th. The BYU staff has been ramping up the preps for the 3 backup quarterbacks, anticipating that Retzlaff may not be available. Last month, a woman filed a lawsuit, alleged that the quarterback did bad things to her. In November of 2023, in response to that lawsuit, a lawyer representing Retzlaff denied the allegations, but said Retzlaff had, quote, consensual sex with the woman.
Oops.
Well, consensual would be an odd way to phrase it if you're looking at what apparently went on during that sexual encounter. It doesn't look very consensual at all. It looks aggressive and violent. Just leave it at that.
All right.
So yeah, take your charges and hit the road. And if you indeed did do this, yeah, you'll be back. Yeah, you'll be back. You'll be back facing charges. So far, no criminal charges have been filed against Retzlaff.
Okay.
The lawsuit says the woman told Retzlaff no and wait, stop, but he continued, after she tried to get up and leave, he put his hands around her neck and continued with an assault. A few days later, the woman visited a hospital. Assault kit was performed. Pictures of her injuries were taken. Lawsuit says she was connected with the Provo, Utah police, but did not initially share the quarterback's name. So no criminal charges have been filed, but BYU's not happy. They seem to be taking her perspective on it.
Okay.
Was he a good quarterback?
Yeah. He was he's one of 3 Jewish players at BYU at the school.
Oh.
And so he had the nickname BY Jew.
Okay.
And it was embraced, so it's not, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Had Manischewitz, I believe, was a NIL deal, and just, yeah. So
last year, his first year as a starter, they were 11-2. That was the best of his. But he did pass for 29, 47, 20 touchdowns, 12 picks. Mm-hmm. Okay, not great. BYU has always been kind of although I guess with different coaches, those can change, but they've always been kind of a high-flying offense.
All right, I've got to come up with something to stop this nonsense in the game of baseball.
Yeah, your team is mine's bad. Yours is worse.
I'm not talking about that.
That's too bad.
I was watching the Marlins and the D-backs last night.
Okay. Another fight?
And I really, don't you ever disgrace that word again by saying that when it comes to baseball.
You're mad that it wasn't violent enough.
Yes. If the benches are going to clear, new rule here. Who's with me on this?
Got to throw a punch?
No. The 2 who started, and this was a catcher and a guy.
Just get around a circle and make them fight.
Make them fight.
It's like schoolyard, 8th grade.
60 seconds. Here we go.
That's what we get. 60s. Everyone surrounds them. Bull in the ring.
Fight. Go
big tough guys. Big run in your mouth guys.
Go
okay.
ahead.
In front of the whole country.
We all ran out here.
Yeah.
I had to come out from the bullpen.
Yeah.
So go ahead and fight.
Yeah.
And give me a reason to be out here.
And this will be your resume from now on. And people are going to either know that you're a big mouth who can't fight or you're a badass who people should stay away from.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. That's the new rule. So
I hate. You know what happens in baseball?
Clear.
I hate the hold.
By the way, the benches
hold me back guys.
The benches will stop clearing real quick because baseball guys aren't fighters.
Yeah, they're hold me back guys. Baseball's got a lot of hold me back guys.
Yeah.
Guys all going crazy as long as you're holding them back. Don't let go of them though. He'll go the other way.
My son's team had a benches clearing
in the summer league
the other day.
Oh no.
It was a showdown between Elmira and might have been Batavia.
I mean, when Batavia and Elmira hook up, do you expect any less?
Each other.
Yeah.
So there was a play at third base, and our guy was the third baseman. The kid came in hot and smashed into him for no reason. He didn't. It was ridiculous. So when they were down tangled,
only because he's Batavia.
Yeah, the third baseman either kicked him, get off me that thing, and then all of a sudden,
Elmira comes in, spikes high.
All of a sudden, here come the benches.
All right,
and I'm watching.
Boy King get a lick in.
Yeah, I'm watching. He said, I go, which one are you? He goes, that's me with the long sleeves with a Fanta in my hand.
He had a refreshment for the goings on.
I said, did you take the Fanta and throw it at a guy? No.
Man wants some blood.
I mean, what are we doing? You going out there? Let's go.
You know what I've determined is a big problem with
benches clearing brawls
with the sports that I don't like.
Baseball.
You know what a big problem with the sports I don't like that I don't watch as much as I should? Hockey and soccer. You know what I've determined that kind of sums up probably why I'm not a huge hockey or soccer fan. I love the overtime periods for those two sports so much more than the entire game. I mean, way more. Like a football game, I don't love overtime more than the game. A basketball game, I don't love overtime more than the game. But hockey, when they get first to the 3-on-3 or then to the shootout, or soccer, when they go through the boring 30 minutes of no one continuing to do anything and they go just right to that 5-goal shootout, I love those. So I would suggest for a soccer game, don't even play. Just go down there and do the shootout. Do the penalty shots. That's enough for me. So those are two. Here's another thing about hockey. This probably doesn't speak well for my hockey fandom, that I enjoy so much more following where that cup goes during this month than I did actually following the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Something's wrong with you.
I would much rather see it at some haberdashery in Micanopy.
Somebody printed a poster of the Mark Brunell charity softball game, the Jaguars versus local media.
Wow.
Friday, June 2nd at 7:30 at Sam Wolfson Park.
Yeah, I remember that. Nabes take one in the face that night? I think Nabes may have taken one in the face.
There's a couple of things. I saw the picture and I said forever will be referred to as, quote, the Prisco game.
Yeah, Prisco. Prisco couldn't hit a softball, we learned.
Struck out 3 times.
Yeah. And Buddy, he was the Jags beat writer. They let him have it. So the Jags, by the third time he came up,
they all laid down.
They all laid down in the field, bro. Now, understand, softball is a slow pitch game now. It's hard to not hit the ball, man. They laid down in the field.
They call it the Prisco game.
Yeah. I remember that. And I remember Nabes taking one in the face, man.
Nabes may have taken.
No, he did. Center field. He took one in the face.
I coached because I had a torn Achilles at the time.
Yeah. I played. I don't remember doing anything one way or the other.
What year would it have been?
It was way back. 99, 2000.
I think it was more like 02.
Okay.
Or
What did McManus's deal?
No, it was Mark's.
It was
Mark
Mark's.
Brunell charity softball.
Okay. Didn't McManus also do one, I think?
I don't know.
I feel like he did.
Mark Brunell, Aaron Beasley, Tony Baselli, Kevin Hardy, Carnell Lake, Keenan McCardell, Jimmy Smith, Joel Smengi.
Man, it feels some of those guys are gone by 2, aren't they?
And the media post. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know what year it was.
Media? Who do we see?
Just in the poster, it has Eugene Fournette, Frange, Bianchi, Lex and Terry, Bill Riley, Cole Pepper, Pete Prisco.
That was forever.
Yours truly.
I don't make the poster?
You didn't make the poster.
Son of a B.
Try my dog.
Yeah.
No poster.
Probably no shirt showed the photo op.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll keep it rolling. We got Freddie T coming up here in just a couple minutes, so we'll get with him, see what he's got cooking here in the summertime. That and more next right here on The Drill.
Fun and games.
Just say game on and let us play.
Because games are fun. There's 1010XL.
I'm Frank Frangie with the Nimnik Nugget. College football finally got it right. They've now announced that there will be straight seeds. You win your conference, that gets you into the tournament. But it doesn't mean you'll be seated high. The best teams will be seated high. Sometimes college football takes forever to get it right. This one they finally got right. I'm Frank Frangie for the Nimnik family of dealerships. Frank Frangie here. Experience professional grade at Nimnik Buick GMC. Home of the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. This month, save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500s or enjoy rates as low as 0% APR financing. That's right, 0%. You can't find deals like this anywhere else in Jacksonville, so shop 24/7 online at NimnikBuickGMC.com or visit the showroom on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
And welcome back to another episode of Potty Talk with our current champion. So what's your secret to your perfect plumbing proficiency?
It's simple, really. Roland Reach Plumbing is always the right answer.
Roland Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
Hey, Jacksonville Hicken here with a game changer look, gang. We've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is the winner. The new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results. That's right, I said floor coatings. I said garage, patio, pool deck, driveway. Man, start with that garage. Changes your entire house. Gives you like a whole extra room. So many endless possibilities. Brendan, the owner of Checkmate Coatings, he understands how the coating system works, man. He can talk with you. He'll be glad to spend time with you. He'll go over it with you. And his Jacksonville crews keep prices low with no massive overhead. So do yourself a favor. Slam dunk those floors of yours at checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com for all your information. Checkmate Coatings. It's your floors missing piece.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Growing up in Jacksonville, I always associated Beards with an elevated experience, something that isn't your big box store.
Dr. Aryan Afshari talking about his experience at Beards Diamonds.
Every single time I've walked into Beards, I have felt confident. I have felt like I've been guided down the right path. I feel like no one is there to take my money and that they all have my best interest in mind.
When Dr. Afshari went into Beards Diamonds for his engagement ring, he was blown away by the selection.
We walked into Beards, they showed us a massive array of diamonds, of bands.
But they helped him narrow it down and even offered to customize a designer setting for a one-of-a-kind ring.
I showed them some inspirations and they really kind of knocked it out of the park. I think Megan still has the best ring out of all her friends.
Beards Diamonds. Unbeatable selection, direct importer prices, designer rings, no commission salespeople, and local owners.
I wanted something meaningful, and that's what I found at Beards.
Get the value and luxury experience you deserve. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Hal Sutton when he famously said, "Be the right club today"? Well, that's what Coil Fencing delivers. The right fence today. And they've been delivering the right fencing for both commercial and residential properties for nearly 100 years. If you're in the market for a new fence, call Coil & Sons today at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Sports fans, this is David Garrard here. And if you're suffering from orthopedic soreness, make an appointment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where everyone is treated like a pro.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm Max Fink, and I'll bring you the Gator Report several times weekly to keep you connected to Gainesville.
The Gator Report, put together by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gator! With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey, it's Frank Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass needs around the home, there's one name I trust, Lee and Kate's. It's local, family-owned, and they've been part of our community since 1926. They've taken great care of me over the years, and I know they'll do the same for you. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
This 4th of July, Navy Mutual would like to salute Nolan Ryan as our hero in sports. Ryan is baseball's ultimate Iron Man, but also a Patriot. Served 1 year with the Army Reserves in 1967 before returning to baseball and pitching for the New York Mets.
The coolers are full at your local Gate gas station, making it easy for you to cruise in and cruise out with little downtime. Ice cold Coronas, Natty Lights, Stella Artois, and Michelob Ultra. Don't forget the king of beers, Cold Buds. Gate's got them in the cooler, waiting for you.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back to the program. We're rocking and rolling through a Monday. They say that, I saw this last night again, I would not know, but they say this, I think it was Guatemala upset Canada. And that was like a major...
Another big, huge country taking care of a small one like Canada. It's amazing to me that the U.S. struggles with these island nations that literally have like 4 million total people.
They said that was one of the...
unbelievable.
It was a major upset.
I bet. Yeah, Guatemala beating anyone in anything, I would say it's an upset.
Yeah.
Canada has a good team, too. Like,
do they?
They've gotten better. I know they've beaten us. So I don't know if that's what that's
They got beat on penalty kicks. We won on penalty kicks, so in case you were wondering last
Yes,
night.
we did.
So we play Guatemala next. Maybe a big break for us.
Oh, well, it's the best part of soccer to me is the penalty kick. If you can stay with one of those long, boring 2.5-hour jobs just to get to the penalty kick, it's fun. I don't quite need the U.S. goalie telling me what a dominant penalty kick stopper he is. Did you see that last one? Did you see any of the penalty kicks?
No.
I've never seen a worse penalty kick by a national player. Mm-hmm. The last one he kicked literally right at him. Like he didn't, like the goalie was like, okay. I guess sometimes they do that. They expect the goalie to like flash one way or the other, but there you have it. Nothing gets you, Fred T fired up to join us like a little soccer talk.
Hold on.
Now, Dan and Jeff hand it off to our halfback.
Fred Taylor, every time he touches it, he's a candidate to go the distance.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
All right, let's go to the Checkmate Coatings hotline. Let's talk to Fred as we do. Another speed trap out there, south side between Merrill and Regis. They're everywhere this morning. Keep those speeds down. Keep that cash in your pocket. Good morning, Fred.
Hey, guys. You're talking about the speed traps. They got a new law in the state of Florida.
Which is?
Activating soon. If you get caught doing 50 over or even a little bit over 100, you're going to jail.
Oh.
30 days.
Okay.
Wow.
With a minimum of $500 fine. First-time offenders. Second time, you're going back to jail, mandatory, and $1,000 fine.
Well, look, 50 miles an hour over the speed limit probably is time.
Ridiculous.
That's probably time to start.
Jail.
Yeah, it's time to start. It's one thing to drive, 90 and a 70 going on the highway, but the problem with some of these speeds they're reaching also would be like getting up to 120 on, Southside Boulevard or those kinds of places.
But the cars are faster. These electric vehicles,
yeah,
they're
right.
Before you know it, you're doing 75 in 3 seconds. So, you have to just be smart out there. But that's just one law. There are 99 more new laws coming July 1st, so you might want to look them up if you're out there listening.
Hick, I got some more info on your softball game. Apparently it was more than 1 year. Because here's another one that's dateline 2003, and there was one coming up the next day.
We were talking about...
Did you play those, Freddie, Mark Brunell's softball games back in the day?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I was doing something else in Jacksonville. Probably doing something I should have been doing, not getting in trouble for it. Young Freddie he didn't make the best decisions. But no, I was in the house. I was in the house playing the video games, actually.
I
wasn't a bad guy.
Did you remember hearing the story of our buddy Pete Prisco at the legendary, it's called the Prisco.
You'll like this.
It's called the Prisco game. So we play this charity softball game, and I didn't play that year because I had a torn Achilles. And so, one other thing that I'll always remember, Jimmy ran from first to third on a play.
In like half a second.
And I was like, oh my God, because I was down on the field just seeing up close how fast you guys are. I mean, it was just...
you know what shot always does that for me when I'm standing at the pylon on the field at one of the games, and either a running back or a fast quarterback gets outside that pocket and he's sprinting right at you.
Oh, my God.
You realize it then, too, just how
it's
fast.
It's just a different world. But anyway, so Prisco is on the media team, obviously, and it's softball. He gets up to the plate the first time, and it's a good crowd. I mean, there's a lot of people there, and it's slow pitch underhand softball, though, Fred. Softball. And first pitch, swing and miss. Ooh, everybody starts. Second pitch, swing and miss. Then he strikes out.
Yeah.
And they're just going nuts, right? And then he does it again. So by the third time he comes up, Fred, the Jaguar players in the field all sit down at their positions, daring him to hit it.
Lay down in the field. They're like laying down at shortstop.
And he strikes out again. So I always called it the Prisco game.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You know what? I mean, softball isn't the easiest sport.
If you're not playing it.
Yeah.
Pete, the thing is, Pete would, the guys, you either loved them or you hated it.
Yeah.
In those times. And the guys that didn't see eye to eye with him, I'm sure they had the greatest time watching.
Oh, they did, buddy. Yeah, they did. Well, here's a guy who's, rightfully his job criticizing what these guys do athletically at a lot higher level than, say, I don't know, softball. So when Petey was swinging and missing, they were enjoying it for sure. That's for sure. And Pete's not a terrible athlete, by the way. I played hoops with Pete.
Yeah,
I
Pete
played
can
golf.
shoot. Yeah,
he's not a terrible athlete, but he cannot play softball or he couldn't hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, did you ever play any defense, Fred? Oh, we lost him? Oh, he got
There he went.
There you go. Softball
mad.
time. Yeah, he's like, I'm not talking softball.
got no time
That's
for this.
ridiculous. What are these clowns doing? Do they not know me? Fred Taylor, we're talking softball? I should be in the hall. Let's talk soft hall. Well, I was curious about the conversation that we had about, and I know Fred's an offensive player, obviously, but like the difference for a defense playing zone versus man.
Yeah.
Like, it's a radical departure. Now, I'm sure every man defense has some zone concepts and vice versa.
Yeah.
'Cause I think some sort of hybrid would work best. I kind of want my guys on the outside staying with that guy for a while.
Kind of like that, too, but.
Because it seems like whenever we make the decision to drop him off to the next guy or release him to the next guy, we're never on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more frustrating than the corner goes with a guy, and then he thinks he's releasing him to the safety, and then the guy's running 30 yards wide open.
Of course, we watched that happen last year against Buffalo.
I know.
We let a guy go, and he runs across the field, and nobody picks him up, and he gains 40 yards on just a crosser. And
More than once.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, more than
Drives
once.
you nuts. So, we got him back.
All right, we got Fred back. Fred, I was going to ask you before the technical gremlins got with us. Did you play defense as a kid ever, or were you always an offensive player?
Yeah, hey, listen, I played linebacker and a little free safety. I was going to be an undersized linebacker. UM actually sent a letter of interest to me to be a linebacker, and I surely decided not to go to UM because of it.
Surest way to lose it.
I always wanted to play safety and running back. Safety was my the position I fantasized about getting back there and playing. And anytime we had an opportunity to do some carryover or crossover in practice, I would go to safety.
Well, I know.
And I just see myself coming off the hash and knocking somebody out.
You would be a good safety, buddy. You got the size and speed. I would be a tornado coming somebody's way. I have this question about, like, the new defensive coordinator for the Jags, Anthony Campanile. There seems to be this insinuation that there'll be a lot of zone concepts. And I'm just curious from the football standpoint, the professional football standpoint, as an offensive player, would you rather see zone or man? And as a defensive player, would you rather see zone or man? And in reality, when a defense plays zone, is there a lot of man concept to it? And if they play man, is there a lot of zone concept to it? So have fun with all that, Fred.
I just think as an offensive player, you just want to beat whatever coverages. We're prepared to play any coverage. You have to beat man. However, you must beat man. If you can't beat man, they're going to sit in it, and it's going to be hell on your run game. Because the backers just, they go with flow. And, they don't have to worry about getting in any particular zones. So there's no hesitation in man. You just react and go play. You have an opportunity to play as fast as you can. Zone, however, you have to make sure you're in the right zone. They have to do their count to make sure they're sliding the proper directions, because if they're out of their alignment, then we're going to pick them apart as an offense. So naturally, I want to see some zone, especially a cover two, so I can run like crazy. But, man to man, that can get tough to run against sometimes. On the flip side, most of the guys I know, most of the defenders, they love playing man.
That's what I think.
Because if you can play man to man, like, that's just a sign of total respect. Like, if you can just lock down an offense playing man coverage, that's just more bragging rights. And the guys tend to love to get out there and say, man, we were in man coverage the whole game. What are you talking about? We're not playing those soft zones. But some teams love to play zones. You know, you have a cornerback in Asante Samuels who he thrived in his entire career off being a great zone cover corner. And he just knew how to play it very well. Some guys know and some guys don't. It's kind of potato. But more importantly, the coordinators have to put you in great situations where you are able to disguise zone coverage with man alignments and vice versa.
Fred, the Jaguar quarterback and some of the receivers, the top receivers, went to the Bahamas for the weekend to do some workouts and, I
saw that.
Probably do a little bonding too, maybe hanging out, get to know each other a little bit better. I mean, can't be a bad thing. Tell me how that can benefit or what positives we can take from that.
It's always about building camaraderie and trust.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I would say, and I can share this story really quick, is on Wednesdays after practice in New England, my 2 years up there, what happened is the position groups, they would meet at each other's home after practice, directly after practice. And this would happen every Wednesday throughout the duration of the season. And it was more of it was only an hour, but it was more so of a accountability test, a sense of urgency test. You know, the accountability comes in that this is scheduled for every Wednesday throughout the season. You should have anything else to do that's more important than this on a Wednesday during that time block. Schedule everything else around it. So now we're building trust and accountability. Same thing when those guys meet in different cities in the off season. Who's going to show up? Who is this? Is this important to this person or that person? Can we trust them? Are they moving with a sense of urgency? And then once you develop that trust and that sense of, all right, this guy is all in, now you're ready to go, and play your hearts out for each other passionately, and you deal with the results, because this guy, he's going to show up, and if he has a bad game, it's not because he's not showing up, it's because you're due a bad game, versus a guy who doesn't show up, then you're like, well, his head isn't in it. So you kind of develop trust, and you kind of know who you can depend on throughout the course of the season.
Fred, who do you think will be the leading receiver out of the backfield for the Jaguars this year? Which of it will it be? I think it's probably either Etienne or or the rookie. And I just feel like, Fred, I don't feel like that this new group of front office guys, the coaching staff, this new era that we're going into, I feel like when they go find a back in round 4, they're trying to find a back who's going to play right away. They're not trying to find a Snoop Connor that they can develop or they're not getting a project who we'll see in 3 years. I feel like, this group, and I base that on Kyron Williams round 5, Bucky Irving round 4. I mean, they get guys with the intent of, okay, this guy can play and help us. So do you think Tootin will play more maybe than what people think?
You know what? That's it's so generalized, right? It's tough to answer right now, right? Because it's so early it's still technically early mid off season. Training camp is just around the corner. Tootin's he's a stick, man. He can really go, And one thing I do know is it comes down to a numbers crunch. He's a rookie 4th round guy. You have a guy who's been around for Etienne 5 years now?
This will be his 5th, yeah.
Yeah, fifth year. So, and when it comes to a numbers crunch, if Travis goes out and plays well, he's due a big contract. Whereas you have this 4th round guy who won't have to get paid for years, and he can show you he could play. He has similar comparable abilities, then they're going to give him just as much opportunities as they give the 5-year veteran. In my opinion, the way I've seen things happen before. But again, it's going to come down to health, production. Even if the numbers talk kind of swirling around, if Travis Etienne has a bounce-back season and can do what he's shown he was capable of doing a couple years ago, then they're going to give him the majority of the touches. It's about winning at the end of the day. So Travis is an amazing receiver out of the backfield. So if I had to answer that question, which you expect me to answer it, I would go ahead and say Travis right now.
Yeah.
Because he's the reliable, dependable guy who they can trust.
Right.
You know, he's done it. He can pass protect his butt off, right? And they want to trust guys that are going to protect their $50 million quarterback. We know he has solid hands. He can catch it. As a matter of fact, all of those guys can catch well. But Travis is the guy who they've seen do it. They can trust him. He knows what third down situations look like. So I don't know. I'm still not the coach, but I do know Etienne is reliable at getting it done.
Yeah.
I got one quick question before we let you go, Freddie T. Freddie T, our guest, and we like just shooting the breeze with him on Mondays. He's our Monday morning running back. I was thinking about this. Patrick Mahomes is widely considered the best quarterback in the NFL, right, Fred? And so he's been to 3 straight Super Bowls. Do you think that Patrick Mahomes is bothered at all by the fact that the last 2 years he hasn't been the dominant statistical guy in the NFL, or does he not care? Ultimately, it's all about winning, because I know it's all about winning. But I just wonder, on an individual basis, does stuff like that bother the professional athlete? You know, Mahomes is watching these other guys have...
Not even from a selfish standpoint.
Yeah, no.
Just from a... Yeah.
Like, I want, you know, and is he to the effect of, hey, Andy, we got to throw it a little bit more this year. We got our guys healthy. We got receivers back. We got to go back to what we do and chuck it around. Just your thoughts about it.
I think Patrick just wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's in a nutshell. He just wants to win. This kind of leans into the, you know, LeBron James ring culture type conversation where it's stats or rings. But I think Patrick is just a winner at heart. He doesn't care about the numbers. Yeah, he lit it up and they did some stuff, but realistically, he knows you're going to have some seasons where the numbers are ridiculous, and he's going to have some seasons where the numbers are down. But I would trade off, 900 yards rushing on the season for a Super Bowl ring in a heartbeat.
I think that's fair.
I think he would, be cool with 3,000 yards passing, 20 touchdowns and a Super Bowl ring. At the end of the day, he helped his team accomplish the number one objective, which is to win Super Bowl trophy.
You touched a nerve, Fred. People want to know, what about the people who drive 45 and 65?
Let's get them too.
Hey, the people that drive 45 and 65, well, good luck. Just be smart out there on the road. It doesn't matter. Just be smart. And keep your eyes open for the guys doing 100.
Yes, for sure.
I think, by the way, I think that last comment may have come from a former teammate of yours.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think that one kicker.
Which one of those guys?
It's a Matt. You remember Matt Teague? He was a special teams guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do remember OT?
Yeah, he's probably your era. Y'all probably same time, weren't you? He may, but Teague was a little after that. You think, Hick?
God,
you don't remember?
I mean, I got Fred wrong with. I made him old with a running back in the NFL just a week ago. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I forget who what back.
Yeah, it was 96. Matt Teague, number 43. He was a holder mostly. He was on the 96 team. So
okay, all right, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. There we go.
All right, Freddie.
All right, Fred brings.
Appreciate you.
By the way, that's so on point. Fred brings us the alarms against going 100 and a 30 because he's a running back, and then the holder tells you, well, be careful going 45 and 65. He's going the opposite direction. There we have it. All right, Fred, appreciate my brother. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys.
Right, there
have a good one.
Yeah, that's
things we ask Fred.
I know. He's probably wondering what he signed up for. As always, a guest here on the Checkmate Coatings Hotline. Back
at
the 9 o'clock hour.
Get McNasty up.
Oh, McNasty about to get nasty.
Oh, no.
Put some paint on your quarter panel.
Trouble off turn number 2. A couple of cars spin. Kyle Busch is one of them.
Sunday at The Chicago Street Race. NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. You hear about guarantees and warranties. What is Underwood's policy?
Frank, to talk about guarantees and warranties, you have to look at our history of over 70 years in business. Underwood's entire reason for existence is and has been to offer fine products that'll be used with such satisfaction that both the giver and the receiver will want to come back. And hopefully they'll tell their friends about us. To do this means we've got to try our hardest to satisfy every customer. All of our people understand that. Now, I'm sure over the years we've made a few mistakes, but we've never failed to make good on any Underwood product that was returned with a legitimate customer complaint. Our entire reputation would mean nothing if we didn't conduct ourselves that way. Simply put, conducting our business with integrity is a lot more important to Underwoods and our customers than all the guarantees, warranties, and contrived legal obligations in the world. And you've got Underwood's word, my word, and all of our people's word on that.
Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Hey, Hicken here from our friends at Beaches Dermatology. Man, Beaches Dermatology, nobody does it better. Shout out to all the staff on Solano Road. Do such a heck of a job. Appreciate them very much. Always take good care of you when you head over to that location. But there are other locations that serve you as well. Look, Doctors Metz, Doctors Boudreaux, Dr. Fader with the Mohs Surgery. They all want to remind you, take care of that skin, especially in the hot summertime, man. The Sunshine State, the oven is on. Protect your skin, protect those ears, right? Protect those arms with long sleeve dry fits or sunscreen, whatever it takes, man. But be careful out there, especially if you're out there for an extended period of time. And if something does pop up, best thing to do, go online, beachesdermatology.com to find the location best noted to serve you. Beachesdermatology.com, Fernandina Beach, of course, Atlantic Beach, off Solano Road. They're everywhere. Beachesdermatology.com. Take care of that skin.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Teach your birdies to sing with Dan, Jeff, and PGA pros on Brunch with the Tour. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation and Apex Roofing and Contracting. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A. 8:30 Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Go to WM.com/Duval.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband and wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Jaguar General Manager James Gladstone says there's a plan in place for top pick Travis Hunter as training camp approaches, balancing his two-way potential with long-term impact.
I do think there's a little bit of a misconception in that it's wide receiver first, corner second, as much as it is the learning methodology of wide receiver through this phase and then continuing to trickle in more defense.
Meanwhile, wide receiver coach Edgar Bennett is hyped about Brian Thomas Jr., saying, "I'm steady watching it and getting more and more excited about who he is and what he's about. The second-year wideout is turning heads." And in the IFL, the Jacksonville Sharks rolled past the Iowa Barnstormers 58-40, proving to 9-4. With the playoffs on the horizon, the Sharks are looking like serious contenders. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 9:06 and it's 78 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece.
All right, let's talk a little Sharks football as they go on the road.
By the way, I watched
Get a victory. Okay.
One day, this maybe Friday or Saturday.
The doc?
No, Jaws was on.
Oh, yeah, I've watched it about twice in the last week.
Because it's the anniversary.
50th. Have you watched the doc? It's okay.
I haven't watched the doc.
Yeah.
But
on Apple, I think, maybe.
Damn, that's a tough movie. That's a still scary, tough.
It scares you?
Yeah.
I love that movie, man. I watched it. It was on, I watched it either yesterday or Saturday. I watched it Saturday. They did Jaws. This was a unique approach, I thought, by whoever, AMC or wherever I was watching. They went Jaws 2, followed by Jaws. So that was an interesting way to go about it. Anyway, let's...
Speaking of the Sharks.
Sure.
Yes.
Put them in the jaws, escape the jaws of life, the opponents.
Jacksonville Sharks are winners.
Yeah, the Jacksonville Sharks went on the road and they got a win. Let's bring in head coach Jason Gibson this morning. Good morning, Coach. How are we doing?
What's up? We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yes. We are going to need a bigger boat. That's a great movie, man. That's just a great movie. Again, I say it every time. Poor parenting. I was 8 years old. I saw that in the theater somehow, Coach. I don't know how that happened.
That damn Quint slid down that boat right into fighting and screaming, and that shark is chomping on.
So it didn't even bother me. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, man. Didn't even bother. The scariest part of that movie to me, and maybe it registers this way because it's what scared me the most initially, was when that head popped out of the little window there when Dreyfus was under the water there early. Yeah. Head popped out of nowhere.
That was bad.
What a good movie. What a nice win on the road for you. I like this when a team's chasing me and I'm a fan of a team and I'm up 10 or I'm up 16. team scores and like boom, you throw it right back on them. It felt like, and I didn't follow every play, but it felt like that's kind of how your game went and ended, Coach. They would, they'd get it within 10 or within 2, and then boom, you'd put that insurance score on them, and overall come back with couple 3-score win.
Yeah, and I mean, look, they play well at home. I did not want to fall into a trap.
Mm-hmm.
So, Iowa does really well at home against the Barnstormers, and that kid can throw, and so they were constantly there. But like you said, I mean, offensively, we're really finding a groove now of really who we are, and then the kicker hit 4 deuces. That's unbelievable.
That's two pointers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 8 points. And it kept us up, and they hung around for a little bit, and in the third and fourth quarter, we just kind of pulled away. And it was good to get those kind of games. That was important for us to win those types of games on the road.
Right.
When you're supposed to win.
Well,
really important.
Well, it looks good to be in, second place all by your lonesome, right, in the East. I mean, that's kind of where we're at right now. So that's
– Well, it was a good weekend because Green Bay lost, Tulsa lost, Massachusetts lost.
Right.
So,
wow. Look at that.
And they all have to play each other the last 3 weeks, and we're done with them. So it sets us up.
You've had back-to-back weeks here, Coach. 65-58, 2 of your 3 highest, and it's second highest by only a point. Is this personnel changes, quarterback play? What would you attribute the it's a little scoring boost, a good couple of 10, 12 points higher maybe than what on average you've been this year.
Well, I mean, I've talked about this before. When your quarterback is 70 to 80% completion,
that helps.
And he's had 1 turnover in 5 games.
Okay.
So
it's a local, right? A local kid?
Yeah. Played at Jacksonville State. Played, was it Blue Ridge or
Ridgeview?
Ridgeview. There we go.
Ridge what?
Ridgeview.
But then you got Larry McCammon out of Florida A&M. I'm sorry, Florida FAU.
Okay.
Sorry, Florida Atlantic. Larry's just unbelievable downhill, and so we made some changes. Made a couple changes on the offensive line at center that really, really proved to be a big deal last week against Quad, and then so we've just made a couple moves here. They're tweaking it, and that group is really efficient all of a sudden. Our defense has already been dominant all year, and we've battled injuries, and Clay's done a good job of finding guys to plug in and still pick it up. And so all of a sudden your special teams is getting extra points. The offense is being really efficient. The defense is playing at a high level, and this is a good time. So, and we're on a bye week.
Is it a good time for a bye week? I know you've had some short weeks. You've had some different.
Yeah.
Do you like the bye week? Of course, you're coming off back-to-back wins, but you'd rather have that time.
I'd rather have the rest. Yeah. We got 2 guys coming off injury that we need, coming off the bye week next week, and we got two or 3 at home.
What's the tie break with the team ahead of you? Because you split.
So
right?
Right now we'll win it. I think the first tiebreaker is obviously, the winning percentage. So if we wind up tying, it goes to tiebreaker 2, which is head to head,
right?
Which will be a split. The third tiebreaker is your strength of schedule, which favors us.
Okay,
very good.
Who's the first place team?
Quad City by 1 game.
Yeah. They're 10-4,
so you're basically what you're trying to do now is you're trying to win these last 3 games, get to 12-4, and hope that's good enough.
12-4. I think 12-4 can get us. I know their schedule. I think 12-4 can get us a 1 seed.
Okay.
11-5 guarantees us number 2.
Yeah. And that gets you at least 1 home game, right?
At least 1. We can play in the Shark Tank.
San Antonio, we'll talk more about them next week because, like you said, you got the bye this week, but you're one and only game against them this year, right? Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. That's it. They got some big Sharks players on the team, so it'll be interesting. They're not going to lay down. They're going to want to come. Everybody comes to Jacksonville, wants to play in Jacksonville and beat our butt.
That's good.
So.
That's something you should be proud of for sure.
Yep.
All right. Well, congrats on the win. Sharks go on the road, win 58-40 over the Iowa Barnstormers. 3 games left, 2 of them at home, and then we got a playoff schedule that hopefully will include all home games.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Have a happy 4th.
Thank you. You too. There he goes. That's head coach Jason Gibson, always on the Checkmate Coatings hotline.
30 years ago today, Apollo 13 was released. Apollo 13 is a pretty good movie, man. I think everybody, I never heard a bad word about Apollo. Ron Howard did it, and I was just looking at some of the nuggets about it that, it was kind of, they wrote the script with Kevin Costner in mind.
Makes sense.
Ron Howard.
Kevin Costner was an astronaut in a movie back then, wasn't
Ron
he?
Howard wasn't interested in Costner. John Travolta wanted to play it. Howard didn't want him. He knew Tom Hanks was an Apollo space mission buff. He sent him the script, and Hanks said, yeah.
You know what I can appreciate about that? Go with the buff.
Yeah.
That means more to him, right? He knows. Yeah. It's funny you bring up the anniversary of the Apollo 13. I got into. I thought about doing some like the whole space program research because we didn't finish it. We'll finish. We watched the movie with Scarlett Johansson and the Magic Mike. What's his name? E.T.
Channing
Tatum.
Yeah, that guy.
Where they run the space program and they bring in case it goes wrong, they're going to produce a fake moon landing. Have you seen that one?
Oh, no.
It's actually pretty good. I think
you'd
like it. To be honest with you, it's decent. But anyway, it made me I guess did the first space attempt blow up? The very first one, Apollo 1. They seem to kind of reference that. That's what I'm talking about, though. I want to kind of go back and review exactly how we ramped up to where we are now.
Cusack, Charlie Sheen, and Michael Keaton all considered as one astronaut. Bill Paxton ultimately got the role. Val Kilmer turned down. Jack Swigert. Brad Pitt turned the part down because he was doing 7. So Kevin Bacon got that role. Ed Harris did not want to do Gene Kran's flight director, but Howard called him and passionately explained the importance of the character. They look alike, too.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah, it was a good...
only the guy from Real has some horn-rimmed glasses, doesn't he? The real guy?
No.
Okay.
Or if he does, he was not wearing them in this picture. The writers took some lines directly from the mission transcripts with the line, Houston, we have a problem. What happened was Swigert said, okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. When Control asked him to repeat, Lavelle said, Houston, we've got a problem. So... Howard later said some commentators criticized the hokey Hollywood moment when Marilyn Lavelle loses her wedding ring in the shower. However, this actually happened.
I don't even... people complain about anything if you're complaining. I don't even remember that as part of the movie.
Ron Howard had put the whole family involved. His brother Clint played the role of the flight controller. His father played a priest. His mother played Jim Lavelle's mother. And his wife and daughter were crowd members.
You know what I learned about Jaws and watching the documentary on that? This is interesting. It's also the anniversary of that. Only 6 Hollywood actors in Jaws, Dan. Like all of the town, that was Martha's Vineyard townies. Okay. Even his first deputy, not an actor. All the people in the town hall meeting, not actors. All the kids, not actors. There was 6 Hollywood actors. It was, the 3 main ones on the boat, his wife, the girl who swam and got eaten in the first scene, and then one other one. That's only Hollywood actors in Jaws.
This is The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM Cinema Talk.
He's 1010XL's tackle eligible.
You a football player?
And he's always open.
Now go out there and catch a ball for a change, all right?
All right. Leon Searcy on XL Primetime. Let's go. Afternoons 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
Attention North Florida, it's time to elevate your game night. Head to Best Bet, your premier destination for poker. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine, we have a seat ready for you. Whether you're a seasoned poker player or just starting out, we have you covered with easy-to-learn games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker. And it's not just poker. With delicious food, lively bars, and big screen events, there's something for everyone. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com. And ante up for fun.
Hey, Jacksonville, need a fence and ready to save? At Superior Fence and Rail, you'll lock in 5% off your fence project when you sign by the end of July. A limited time offer for savings and peace of mind this summer. Now accepting appointments for a free estimate. So act fast and get 5% off your entire fence project when you finalize by July 31st. Cannot be combined with other offers. New contracts only.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Gang, it's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, you just got divorced, you have children, you likely want to take care of your family. Of course you do. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney, Matty is, but we both want to know, have you done your last will? Man, Dan, I don't know why you bring that up. That's depressing. No, it's not. Something you got to take care of, something you want to do because you work hard for your money. You want to get the money to the people that you choose. Planning also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Right? You want to have as much money as you can for your loved ones. Matt Hinson will listen. He'll help you with your decisions. He'll provide you info needed so you're at ease with your choice. It's the Hinson Law Firm. Real easy to get a hold of Matty. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy. Why so glum?
Stinky ice cubes, Jason. It's all downhill from here.
What?
The tap water at my place smells kind of funky. Funky tap water makes funky ice cubes. I meet a nice girl, invite her back to my place for a cocktail, and blow my whole romantic gesture with a mojito that smells like dog's feet.
Wait, I can totally make you way cooler.
I'm not taking your charity ice cubes, Jason. I have my pride.
Your pride is safe. Our plumbers can be at your house the day you call and install a whole home water purification system. Water tastes better, dishes come out cleaner, even your hair feels better after you shower.
Ooh, the ladies love a man with soft hair, don't they, Jason?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend every day worried about the water in your own home, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL is a proud supporter of this year's Circle K Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament, the largest fundraiser for marine charities. To join the fun July 10th through 19th at the Jim King Park and Boat Ramp, go to kingfishtournament.com.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Get closer to nature.
Trying to get close to these bucks out here.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Favor, and Captain Kirk Walls. The Nimnicht Outdoor Show. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning, 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Hacker here, and I want to tell you one of my favorite things about Awaken 180 weight loss, and that's the personalized coaching that you get with Awaken 180. Now, a lot of weight loss programs, they'll give you some plan off their website, and they'll say, all right, have fun, see you later. Not Awaken 180 weight loss. Prime example of that, my Coach Kate. I've had phone calls with my Coach Kate over a year now, every single week. She's been advising me, she's been guiding me, she's been motivating me, and as a result of that, I'm down well over 100 pounds. I'm on the maintenance program now. The coaching you get with Awaken 180 helps you reach your goal. It is absolutely sensational, and it separates Awaken 180 weight loss. Do what I did. If it's time for you to lose weight like it was for me, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800. Take it from me. If I can do it, you can do it. Get involved with Awaken 180 weight loss.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I'm fed, feeling X-rated. It's Mr. Nasty time. Oh, Mr. Nasty time. The nasty time.
Well, I had a sense that when Walter Clayton Jr. was drafted by the Utah Jazz last week, that seems like an awful good spot to land. I looked at the depth chart. I know Utah traded up for him. Clayton had hopes and had thought that he was going to go to the Miami Heat. But when Utah grabbed him, unlike their other first-round pick, Clayton was happy to be drafted there, or thanked Utah, immediately flew off. Ace Bailey was a little lagging on that, but he has now met the media in Utah as well. But I thought when they drafted him, what a great spot for Walter Clayton Jr. if you want instant playing time. And that was the case a week ago when they drafted him, and it's even more the case now where Utah seems to be signaling to everyone, we're going with Clayton and Bailey in the backcourt and see if we can't get younger and better, because they traded Colin Sexton yesterday, who was the veteran part of that backcourt, and he's not even a point guard, so not necessarily would have been competing for playing time with him. But there's a lot of open room now and playing time in that backcourt, and they took 2 guys, in the first round to fill it, and fill it they will pretty quick.
Golden State reportedly tried to trade up in the first round in an attempt to draft Walter Clayton Jr. According to Tim Kawakami of the San Francisco Standard, they made a serious effort to obtain a first-round pick to draft Clayton Jr., eager to pair his talents with Steph Curry. Though the attempts were unsuccessful, the Warriors were only interested in landing the talents of Clayton Jr. GM Mike Dunleavy said, there was a player that we liked in the middle of the first round that we made some offers to try and move to get up. I think the thought was a guy that probably could have helped us this year coming up, and that's pretty rare in the draft. It wasn't a wide range of players. It was one guy. We tried to get in for it. It didn't work out.
It's funny that he wasn't drafted higher, given that. He just said that, well, now maybe he's discounting the top 3 or 5 that you would never get. But he's basically saying there's no one after the first 3 that we would have made a move for except for Walter Clayton Jr., which kind of insinuates that maybe he should be going in the top 10 like he was once projected. Now, Jason Williams, caught up in the Walter Clayton fever of the tournament, said, famously after they advanced, I think, to the championship game, that he drafted number 3. And he should be the 3rd player drafted. So, obviously, Cooper Flagg went 1, stayed 1, and after that, it's look, many of the stars, especially in Instant Impact, have been coming well outside the top 10. Mm-hmm. Clayton outside the top 10 may very well be another one of those, in the making.
You know me, I love a good love story, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Emma Raducanu and Carlos Alcaraz possible romance.
She is a supermodel, and he's a tennis player?
Well, I think she's a tennis player, too.
Oh, she is. Oh, yeah, that's right. One of those that looks like a supermodel.
She seems to be a cute young lady.
Yeah, she is.
Emma Raducanu was asked straight up, is there anything behind the rumors? But she had a big uncomfortable smile and said, we're just good friends. And then the other lady said, I'll wrap it up there. So don't know what's cooking over there, but yeah. See what happens with Carlos and Emma Raducanu. But see if there is, she did address the, they love seeing stuff like, let me see what they got here. Because now it's Wimbledon starts, right? So they're going to be all over it. Remember when Babs Streisand went to Wimbledon to watch Agassi?
What odd pairing.
Those were the days. And Babs is sitting in the box at Wimbledon. Probably doesn't know what the hell's going on. Tennis ace Danielle Collins has lately teased Emma Raducanu over her recent comments, quashing romance rumors. She's preparing. Raducanu is currently preparing for her opening round. Didn't Raducanu have one run to a U.S. Open or something?
Hadn't she won? She's not won a major?
I don't know.
I would have said she had.
No one knows. Yeah.
I mean, to me, the overwhelming story in sports really is the United States has gotten so fat and happy and lazy. We're no longer the dominant athletes in the world. I mean, I believe that. We don't, what are we good at that's not American only?
Football.
That's American only.
Football.
Right. That's it. There's no other sport that we're good at. In basketball, the last 7 MVPs have been international players. America's a fat, happy, entitled. Our sports, our athletes aren't working as hard. I don't know how a country of 350 million can barely beat a country of 4 million in any sport ever, unless you just don't try.
What's wrong with being fat and happy?
Yeah, well, nothing if you're fat and happy. American tennis, I would put in this. Let me tell you, when's the last time we had an American, Dan, in a Grand Slam final?
In a Grand Slam final?
Mm-hmm. We had one last year. Do you know who it was? There was an American in the U.S. Open final last year. And this will better sum up the state of American tennis than there not being one in the last 20 years.
Was it Marty Fish?
That's right. No, it wasn't Marty Fish. No. The last name starts with the right letter there.
Was it Francis Tiafoe?
No. That's another good one. I think Francis Tiafoe is going to be the next one as I go up the list. But he lost in straight sets at the U.S. Open. Taylor Fritz, Dan. Taylor Fritz.
Taylor Fritz.
Yeah, his game is on the Fritz, apparently, as he lost to Yannick Sinner in 3 straight sets. So 2024, we had a U.S. Open finalist. Now let's go on up the list here. 2023, that's a no-go. 2022, not a finalist. 2021, no American.
What are we looking for, a last winner?
I'm looking for the last American in a final of a Grand Slam.
That was last year?
Right, before then.
Oh.
By the way, last year at the U.S. Open with a name none of us remember.
When was the last time we won one?
Let me ask you this. Is there any point of the 80s where Connors or McEnroe or Agassi or Sampras would have been in last year's U.S. Open final and you wouldn't have remembered? No. There's not. So
I enjoyed the.
There's a collective. I'm still going. 2018, we got no finalists. 2017, not a finalist. 2016, no finalists. 2015, not a U.S. finalist all year. 2014, Australian, French, Wimbledon, U.S. Open, no Americans in the finals. 2013, no Americans. 2012, no Americans. 2011, 2010, we go back to 2009, Andy Roddick.
Let it go, Roddick.
2009 Wimbledon, Andy Roddick was the last time American was even in the finals of a Grand Slam event.
He was the last one to win it.
Until last year when Taylor Fritz, who you will never remember, went to the finals of the U.S. Open. The last American to win.
And we had Sampras and Agassi and
right. Yeah. By the way, Roddick in 2009, and now you got to go back to Roddick in 2006. He won the he lost.
Roddick won the U.S. Open in 2003.
Yeah, that's the last time an American won a Grand Slam tennis event over 20 years ago. An American man. Now, and by the way, now that I guess Coco Gauff is, the women have done it. The women have maintained some sort of level, but boy. And so, by the way, go before 2003, Sampras and Agassi met in the U.S. Open final. The year before that, Agassi won Australian. Sampras was in the U.S. Open final. The year before that, Agassi won Australian. Sampras won Wimbledon. Sampras was in the U.S. Open final. The year before that, Agassi won the French. Sampras, Agassi against each other in Wimbledon. Agassi, Martin at the U.S. Open. It wasn't that long ago. It was all American.
It's coming.
Now it's no American.
It's coming.
You think so?
Sure.
Yeah,
got some young guys on the up and come.
You've seen the future of Americans tennis, and his name is...
I have.
Somebody?
Taylor Fritz. What happened to your guy? The guy,
Jack Sock?
Yeah, no, Jack Sock. And is that the guy? Who had the guy with the tennis name? Didn't we have a guy with the name?
No, it was Tiafoe. It was Jack Sock. It was Taylor Fritz. And then it was the guy you said that who was also
Tiafoe's not
Marty
American,
Fish.
Is he?
Who? Tiafoe is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good guess by me then.
Oh, what do you mean?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tiafoe's American.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. What's that dude's name? Oh, we got Ben Shelton. Maybe Ben will get one.
Yeah, there you go.
Ben's our hope.
Still haven't been to a final, but maybe.
Yeah, I think Ben will get one.
Who are you talking about again? Who are you asking about?
I thought there was a dude with the last name Tennis.
No, I'm feeling you on. There's something like
damn sure is. His last name was like Tennis or
American.
Yeah,
well, he wasn't any good. Obviously, we can't even think of his
he
name.
had a run.
Yeah, we never thought of his name. I don't think he had
help me
don't think
out.
he had a run at all. I think you're full of it. I don't think there are any American tennis player named Tennis who made a run at anything.
Last name was like Love or Tennis.
I mean, what are we doing?
Wimbledon or something like that. I mean, can't we get it? You don't know?
I get it. Our best athletes play football, baseball, and basketball. Maybe some of these, quote, best athletes who aren't pros or great in those might discover another sport someday, maybe. I mean, that's such a... Let me tell you the one answer you don't need to give anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Americans play football, baseball, and basketball. You don't even need to do that. That's like understood. And whenever this comes up, that's already understood as a built-in, barrier, so to speak.
Tennis Sandgren. The American tennis player.
There you go, Tennis Sandgren. Okay.
Tennis Sandgren.
Yeah, tell me about that run he went on.
Tennis didn't quite work out for tennis.
Didn't quite have a run, but yeah.
That's the guy I was thinking of. Career high of number 41.
That suffices for sure. Yeah, tennis. His name is Tennis. Tennis Sandgren.
Woo! Turn for home coming up.
He's no Jack Sock.
Oh, he's no Jack.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Summer on the First Coast is sensational. 1010XL.
Attention business owners and property managers. Hurricane season is right around the corner. Is your property ready? Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter for expert storm drain cleaning and hydrojetting. Our powerful VACCON truck clears the way so your drains flow freely when the rain hits. Call 904-862-6769 today to schedule your service and protect your property before the storms start rolling in. Duck Duck Rooter, your trusted name in storm drain maintenance. Visit us at duckduckrooter.com. We're a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Yo, E.T. here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar, Twin Peaks. Scratch kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge. Come on, somebody.
Are you struggling with hair loss? At IHRS, we understand because we've been there too. We're dedicated to finding the best solution tailored just for you.
My hair looks great. It was thinning, and IHRS restored my hair. It's now fuller, it's thicker, voluminous. It's made me feel great.
With the latest technology and FDA-approved laser therapy, PRP, and non-surgical hair addition, we offer guaranteed solutions for men and women. With over 35 years of experience, IHRS found a hair restoration for us, and we can find one for you.
For me.
For me.
And me too.
Visit hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. Get a free microscopic analysis and get to the root of your problem. This $395 analysis is yours for free. Call 904-777-4477 now.
Mia here, and I love my custom closet from Closets by Design. With summer in full swing, having my warm weather wardrobe front and center is a game changer. No more digging for the right outfit on a hot day. If your home needs a summer refresh, whether that be a closet, a garage, or a pantry, schedule a free in-home consultation with Closets by Design. And the offer has been extended, folks. Receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off. And free installation on any order of $750 or more. Visit closetsbydesign.com.
This day in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This date in 1908, Cy Young becomes the oldest player recording his third career no-hitter at age 41 and 3 months, as the Boston Red Sox defeat the New York Highlanders 8-0.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Zero Res. Gang, vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Do not, let me repeat, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself, but do it yourself dirt attracting carpet soaking machines. No, no, no. Call on the cleaning freaks from Zero Res. Big summer savings. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take 20% off air duct cleaning as well. Call them, 904-287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. As temperatures warm up around us, ants come out in droves. And when they move into your home or business, it's unnerving. Terminix knows that ants add up fast, but Terminix subtracts them faster because living with ants isn't any fun. When ants show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with an ant problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
Cooling down from. Just happened to be flipping through yesterday the telly, and they had the 2021 NFC Championship game on, and it was the Rams and the Niners. And boy, Shanny's had a lot of meltdowns in his career. They're up 17-7. Now, to their credit, they're trying to get to a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo, who was freaking.
And to their credit, they'd already been to one with him.
And he was freaking horrible at the end of this game.
Is this the year the Rams won it all?
Yeah. So the Rams had just made it 17-14, and Stafford, and they had the ball, and Stafford threw a pick down the middle of the field to that dude with a long first name, last name Tart, like Jaquavius Tart or something, or Janoski, or
sure.
You know that guy?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I mean, he couldn't have handed it to him any better, and he dropped it. And so that's...
Oh, yeah, I remember that. He was kind of right over the middle. He went up in the air, and
And there were 8 minutes to go in the game, and San Fran was up 17-14. It would have changed the whole complexion of the game. But the other thing that stood out is there were 3 plays where the clock hit 0 on the play clock. And 2 were against the Rams, and they didn't call it. And 1 was against the Niners, and they did call it. It was
Fix is on.
I mean, it was the damnedest thing. And I don't know how much, but again, if you're struggling on offense and you go from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 15, you are screwed. And that's what the Rams defense, to their credit. Jalen also dropped a pick, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah, right in his hands.
I didn't think that was possible. I thought he was a perfect football player.
It was great. So anyway, just the Rams won it, and then they got to go be in the Super Bowl. And that was at SoFi, right?
I'm cooling down on this whole concept of celebrity boxing.
Celebrity boxing?
Well, from this standpoint, I mean, like under the cloak of darkness, Jake Paul fought again this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. Julio Cesar Chavez, who I was shocked to read is like only 39 years old.
That's his kid.
Oh.
The one that we remember from back in the Sugar Ray days.
Damn, there's no way.
It's Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who also won 1 title, but he is 39. He was slow and out of shape. He had the body by Jeff working. I mean, literally, couldn't have been any less prepared to fight. And Jake Paul's a big dude who's gotten better as a boxer. But, man, I'm just so tired of the wagging of the dog here. Can we put the man? He doesn't have to be a superstar. It doesn't have to be a name. Can it not be a 40-year-old? Can I get Jake Paul just to fight a
regular boxer?
Yes, just a journeyman 27-year-old boxer from New Jersey who's 18 and 12. That will give me a better idea than watching him fight Mayweather.
This didn't have a lot of
Tyson. No, it had no build-up. The only reason I caught it is because I cut the cord, and my new system has all the pay-per-view stuff. So I didn't even watch it the night of, but I got up Sunday morning and I bet you I can watch this on DVR, and I did. It couldn't have been more boring, Hick. Anybody on the text line that watched that Jake Paul fight on Saturday Night Live, God bless you. It could not have been any boring. It was terrible. And I think also, I'm going to say this, I think he has a deal with every one of these hand-picked fighters that they can't fight. They're not allowed to fight back because Chavez finally started fighting in the last couple of rounds, and he landed some punches and scored some points. But the argument could be made that if he'd have fought like that from the beginning, we would have at least had a fight. Tyson stood there for 36 minutes and didn't move.
Right.
Mayweather just played defense. He wasn't going to lose. But no, his was McGregor. Actually, he fought Conor McGregor. But same thing. This whole thing, it's just... And Jake Paul fought one fighter of any significance, and he is nothing, and that's Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy Fury, and that's the one fight that he lost. So, I mean, go shoot for, like now he's talking about Canelo. Let me tell you what, Jake Paul will fight Canelo when Canelo is 45 years old, not a day before. So if Canelo, and I don't know how old Canelo is now, but if Canelo is in his mid-30s, Jake Paul wouldn't fight him. Kidding me? Get his ass beat. Anyway, because I'm down on, and I like that. It intrigues me because the sport has lost all its oomph. Boxing's prestige is long gone. So, I mean, if you give me some of these names from the past and a YouTube star, it'll at least get my attention. And I will say this about Jake Paul. He's mellowed his game. He's changed he's more boxer now than just annoying YouTube content creator. Like the first fights, he seemed like content creation.
Correct.
And the last few seem like he's trying to build a boxing career, fighting in big arenas against more accomplished fighters, even though, again, if you're beating up a 45-year-old former UFC fighter, that is not a win. That's not a boxing win.
It is a win. The $100 to $150 million he's made doing this.
Yeah. No, they're
brilliant.
Look, they're smart. They've matured. They're perfect. They're polarizing. Half the world hates the Paul brothers. The other half respects what they're doing. I've watched him though every step of this boxing deal. I mean, this started getting churned up 10 years ago, and I've watched him, very skeptically, thinking at each step he's about to get his comeuppance. And I will give him kudos for smartness. He knows just that level that he can get by. Like he knows if I get a 55-year-old Mike Tyson, I don't care how good he was, he can't beat me. If I get a 45-year-old Roy Jones, I don't care how good he is, he can't beat me. If I get a 40-year-old, Chavez Jr., he can't beat me. And that's what he's doing. He's fighting old, over the hill, not strong enough, not enough pop to end it in one. That's probably the biggest thing with Jake Paul. He's not fighting anyone that can get him one pop and end his night.
Gotcha.
He's fighting old guys that don't have it yet.
Yeah.
So, or still, whatever. I just spent a lot of time on something that I was cooling down on.
You were. Jake Paul.
Kind of went on and on and on.
That's okay.
A little bit. U.S. men's soccer team won last night. Look, not suddenly like this is a big event, but as they play in this Gold Cup for CONCACAF. It's just worth reminding. This is everything going on right now in soccer is with the longer view of the World Cup coming to the U.S. or North America. The World Cup's next year, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, next year. And here, what else is happening? There's another big soccer competition going on right now, and it's all the professional teams from all over the world, not just from Europe, have a tournament going. You may have saw Miami of the MLS went further than any MLS team has ever gone with Messi, and they lost, I think, in the quarterfinals, the round of 8.
Okay.
But they're playing those at different spots, and they're playing a bunch of them in the U.S. because they're trying to drum up, the interest and the habit for the World Cup next year.
Okay. My
in-laws went up to their Chelsea fans, and Chelsea is a club team that's still in it, and they were playing in Charlotte. So Carlos and his pops, who's in town, drove up to Charlotte this Saturday to watch the game.
Okay.
And a couple of things happened. You missed this story probably in soccer, but all of the soccer...
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, you missed this story. All of the soccer coaches and programs outside of America, not big fans of our reliance on Doppler radar and shutting down sports if the wind starts blowing. Not big fans. There were 5 minutes to go in the game up there. 5 minutes to go in the entire game, and they delayed it for over 2 hours for lightning that really never reached the stadium.
Oh,
but now they have this. They got the procedure that
automatic.
If it's within a certain amount, they're going to shut it down. They don't do that in the rest of the world.
No.
Not because they're tougher, because they don't have the technology, I assume. They weren't happy about that. But bottom line, there was like 15, 16 grand at the game. That's not enough to support a World Cup.
No, but when your World Cup comes.
Sure, the whole World Cup. If they let anyone in, I was wondering about that.
That's also true. So... Yeah, we've talked about the soccer thing a bunch until we're...
And they're not playing a lot of their frontline guys yesterday, in fairness, too.
Yeah, well, boys need some rest, Been busy.
Sure.
It's long seasons.
Play at least 6-8 times a year.
Never ends. Speaking of well-rested...
Now, the 2-minute drill. Service by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Yeah. Hello, Mike.
I am well rested. Thank you very much.
How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you.
What's cooking today on a Monday?
Well, slow time. So we're going to look into what I think is an interesting conversation today on the current face of the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise. Right? And, we limited it to player pool today because what I didn't want to do is put a couple of players, Liam Cohen, whomever, and then you'll leave some players out that maybe are better, more established, whatever the case. So
fair enough.
We're limiting it to players today, but we're also going to go around the NFL and try to determine who we think the current face of every franchise is, not limiting it to players. Some teams are really nondescript. It's a fun exercise to do. You figure out which teams you're just like, they're just kind of there. I'm sure a lot of people think of Jacksonville that way.
Sure.
But there are plenty of others out there.
Yeah, so that'll be good. And there's some obvious ones and some not so obvious.
Oh, there are definitely some obvious ones, sure.
So who are the four choices?
The choices for the Jags, we went with Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Right? Travis Hunter.
Sure.
Right? Brian Thomas Jr., who I think is the best offensive player they have.
Yeah.
And I went with Josh Hines Allen. He and Trayvon are probably, considered the two best defensive players.
He's been around a while.
Yeah, he's got the single season sack record.
I think Hines Allen above.
So for now, and it's obvious. It's Brian Thomas and Josh Hines Allen not getting a whole lot of votes, right? But that's okay.
Trevor and Travis makes sense.
But I didn't want to put Travis Hunter in a. I feel like
I don't know if he's the face of the franchise yet, but he can be by the end of the year.
But he can be, right? And I feel like though, let's not in our rush to have Travis Hunter ascend to a great spot on this franchise. Let's not push Brian Thomas's accomplishments aside.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I think so far we've done a good job of that. That's fair.
But I think we got to continue to remember this guy has come in and shown that. 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns
in 2026. Who will be the Jaguars' leading receiver?
In 2026, I think it'll still be Brian Thomas. Yeah.
Was that okay? Should it be? One was the second pick, the Heisman Trophy winner.
Right, but
I think Travis Hunter should ultimately.
It's okay to actually pick a guy like in the 20s that we're like, wow, this guy should have gotten a lot higher, right? Like, because we go the other way.
That's a good news, bad news.
I guess my point is that as good as Brian Thomas is, potentially we're going to have somebody just as good. It usually doesn't work that way. Usually you get that alpha, you may get another one, but he is immediately just the contributor, he could be your
1B, but he could also be your 1A corner.
That's right.
Potentially. So,
either way.
True.
We'll see.
All right.
Have a great show.
Jaguars today is coming up next. Apparently 54-year-old Butterbean listens to the drill because he now says that he wants to fight Jake Paul. So maybe that'll get my interest. Maybe Butterbean fighting Jake Paul will do it for me. And I'm also told that Logan Paul fought Mayweather. So Mayweather did fight one of those Paul brothers. It just wasn't. No one knows. You don't know either one of them. You don't remember that? I don't either. I thought Mayweather fought McGregor. He did.
Yeah, he fought one of the Paul boys.
He did too, also.
Yeah, but it was
contrived, right? They did the whole thing on the strip where he stole his money or some nonsense.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. All right, that'll do it to it.